Alright, hello everyone, welcome to another legendary tabletop live stream. So today we're playing Wingspan. We're going to be doing something a little different. So we're playing with just the base game and the Asia expansion bird cards. Solo against the Automa. So we got everything set up here. And this is just the base game board, so no nectar. Just the old food, so we're going to roll the feeder here for the start of the game, and then we're gonna play against the Automa on normal difficulty to start. And we're not gonna use the Automa Society card, and this is probably the expansion that I've explored the least. We're not using the duet mode or the duet board, just the regular, and we're also not using the RASB for cards or the other card. I don't know where it is. Oh, the Avid Asian Admirer or Rare Species Lister card. We're just gonna pull a bonus card for the Automa to start out. Alright, so we need to pick some end of round goals first. So for round one, okay, sets of eggs, that's pretty rough. Round one goal. Round two, eggs in box nest. Round three, eggs in the wetlands. Okay. Round four, eggs in platform nest. So every end of round goal's got to do with eggs. Sets of eggs in round one's gonna be tough. Let's pull a bonus card for the Automa here. Okay, we got Cartographer. So we have the base game cards mixed with the Asia bonus cards. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but this is Cartographers of birds with geography terms in their names. They're going to be looking for these birds to play from the tray. And it's 21% of cards, so we can use that. And then we'll fill up the tray. So, start of the game, these birds will be available in the tray. We got the black-billed magpie. We got red-shouldered hawk. And the Buick's wren, a migratory bird. The red-shouldered hawk is a predatory bird. And then we have black-billed magpie with a pink power, so when another player's predatory power succeeds, you gain a food from the bird feeder. Okay. So now that we've got the cards in the tray, we rolled the feeder, pulled a bonus card, and we chose the end of round goals. We can draw an opening hand of 5 cards. And let's see what we have. So we have the Atlantic Puffin, Clark's Nutcracker, Turkey Vulture, Ring-billed Gull, and Downy Woodpecker. So no Asia cards yet. The Turkey Vulture's pink power is not bad, and once in a while the Automa does flip that card that says activate pink power, so it might be good to keep that. I don't like Puffin, at least for the start of the game. It's a little too expensive. No nectar here either, so we're gonna have to be... The food is limited. I do like Ring-billed Gull. I like Turkey Vulture. I don't really see a need for that Downy Woodpecker, the double play bird in the forest, but the red-shouldered hawk could be good in the forest. We could play Ring-billed Gull in the wetlands, maybe Turkey Vulture in the grasslands. Um, or maybe both turkey vulture and ring-billed gull down here, because on this board it's 2 eggs. You lay 2 eggs in that first column there, so I was forgetting that. All right, so if we're keeping, we need to draw bonus cards too. So 2 bonus cards. Let's see what we get. All right, we have viticulturalist and oologist. So oologist is birds that have at least 1 egg laid on them by the end of the game. 7 to 8 birds for 3 points, and 9 or more birds for 6 points. Viticulturalist is birds that eat cherries. So 2 to 3 birds for 3 points, and 4 or more birds for 7 points. Yeah. So this is a higher. If we do get 4 birds that eat cherries, it's 7 points. So maybe we go for viticulturalist. Yeah, I like this. So we'll keep viticulturalist and the turkey vulture and the ring-billed gull. So we're gonna discard oologist, downy woodpecker, Clark's nutcracker, and the Atlantic puffin. So we get 3 food. And I am planning on taking that red-shouldered hawk, I think, so we'll keep a rat. And then 2 other food, probably just worm and wheat. And yeah, so if we do... Okay, so this is the opening hand. Turkey vulture, ring-billed gull, and then viticulturalist is our bonus card. So we're keeping these, and I think my game plan would be to get down. I do like the red-shouldered hawk. I also like the black-billed magpie if we're gonna have the turkey vulture, but we can only draw 1 card. The automa could discard the tray. So maybe we play turkey vulture, hope they don't discard the tray, and then lay eggs, hope they don't discard the tray again, draw cards. Yeah, let's play turkey vulture first. So we're gonna play a bird here. So the turkey vulture doesn't cost any food and it can go in any habitat. So we're gonna put it down here in the wetlands. Okay, so we played bird, and then we're gonna flip for the automa. So the automa is gonna flip a card, and the card will say what to do. It's gonna line up with round 1 here because it's round 1. So they're going to take food from the bird feeder, starting with worm and wheat. So if we look at the bird feeder, there's worm and wheat in here. So we take this out. And then going back to the automa, so this is what I was talking about. It says activate all pink powers. So we do have a pink power now on the board. So we get to activate this turkey vulture and gain another food. So let's take a fish. And yeah, I think that turkey vulture is going to come in handy this game. And if we can get that black-billed magpie, it will be good. So let's lay eggs. Oh no, we can't lay eggs. I think we should take the red-shouldered hawk while it is there. So we drew cards, and then we skip the turkey vulture's power. And we just get to draw 1 card. I don't want to lay eggs because you lay 2 eggs and the turkey vulture can only hold 1. So maybe we should have played ring-billed gull first. That's now that I'm thinking about it. But okay, we'll refill the tray. There's northern flicker. That's a when played ability to gain all worms that are in the bird feeder. So we'll flip again for the automa, and they're gonna discard the tray. So there goes the birds. Kind of glad we picked up that red-shouldered hawk when we did. So then they'll gain a face-down card as well for 4 points. Alright, we can refill this tray. They don't have any cubes on the end of round goal to lose yet. And there's the Cassin Sparrow, the Peregrine Falcon, and the Brown Pelican. Okay, so no Asia birds yet. I did shuffle them in, right? Yeah. We'll see. Alright, so we're going to play our red-shouldered hawk into the forest. So this is going to cost 1 rat, so we'll pay the rat. And then we played another bird. Now this is sets of eggs in each habitat, so to get a set you need birds there and eggs on the birds in each habitat to get a set. So if you have 1 egg in each habitat, that's 1 set. Let's flip again for the Automa. They're going to discard the tray, so those 3 birds are gone. We'll get another face down card for 4 points. And a cube towards the end of round goal. So they are going to start with a certain amount of sets of eggs. For round 1, it does say they start with -1. So this cube will put them at 0 sets of eggs. And then we can refill. We got Scaled Quail, American Bittern, and Clark's Grebe. Okay, what do we want to do? So we can lay eggs now, so that we could get our ring-billed gull down. The cube dude, howdy. Oh, no worries, dude. I just started. This is the first game. And we're playing with the base game and just the Asia cards. And just normal base game, only end of round goals. And then we mix the bonus cards with the base game bonus cards with the Asia bonus cards. So we'll see how this goes. No European, no Oceania, no Nectar, none of that stuff. So yeah. This is probably the expansion that I've played the least, the Asia expansion. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, so I want to try, especially before, Asia comes out on digital. I would like to, get as many plays in as I can with the Asia birds, because I'm just not used to them. Haven't even seen an Asia bird yet, though, so I'm starting to wonder if I even shuffled the cards in. Yeah, hopefully we can get a nice grassland engine going here. So far we have Turkey Vulture. We've already gotten a food from the Pink Power. We played Red-Shouldered Hawk into the forest. And then the only card we have in our hand is the Ring-Billed Gull, and our bonus card is Viticulturalist. And we have this 3 food here. The end of round goals are sets of eggs in each habitat. And then eggs in box nests, I think that's called. I don't know. And then round 3 is eggs in the wetlands, and then eggs in platform nests. So yeah, pretty egg-heavy end of round goals there. I don't know if we can get this a set of eggs, but it doesn't look like the Automa will get one because they start with -1. So my plan was actually just to lay eggs now so that we could get this ring-billed gull down, and then hopefully we can draw some cards. So we can lay 2 eggs in the base game with the base game board, which is nice. Without any birds down. Scaled Quail might be a nice pick with being so heavy, but there are other options out there that might be better. Yeah, so the Scaled Quail is good. We did already have the Automa discard a Cassin Sparrow, which would have been probably a little better, but yeah, the Scaled Quail having 6 capacity is really good. And it just costs 1 wheat. We do have a wheat. I was just kind of hoping to get some eggs down so we could play this ring-billed gull, and then we're out to the 3rd column where we can actually draw 2 cards. I played Turkey Vulture first, which was probably a mistake because then I wanted to lay eggs on the Turkey Vulture, but forgot that you do lay 2 eggs and we would have only put 1. So I ended up playing the Red-Shouldered Hawk, and now we're laying eggs. So we'll put 1 in each habitat, and then flip for the Automa here. So they're gonna take food, which is nice. So we might be able to, if they don't discard here. So they are taking rats right now, and there are 2 rats. So these rats will come out. And instead of the activate pink powers, they get another cube. So this will put them at 1. So they do have a set now. They start with -1, so this would be 0, and this would be 1. Okay. So we play Ring Build Goal, I think. We spend an egg from... Okay, let's use Fish Worm here. In case we do get that Scaled Quail, we could play it. So we're going to pay with Fish Worm, and we'll take an egg from the Red-Shouldered Hawk. And we've played our 3rd bird this round. Alright, and then we'll flip for the Automa. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to discard the tray. So there they go. And just like that, the birds are gone. They'll get a face down card and another cube, putting them at 2 sets. Damn, I was really hoping they would just blank on this end of round goal, but it doesn't seem the case. I mean, they started with -1, so we had a good chance of them getting 0, but hopefully they start losing some cubes here. So we'll refill the tray. We have the blue-gray gnatcatcher. We got... Okay, so I did mix the Asia cards in. I was starting to wonder because I hadn't seen any yet. There's the first Asia bird. So this is the Brahmini Kite, a 6-point platform nest bird. Holds 2 eggs, and it says when activated, choose any 3 dice. Roll them up to 3 times. Each time, if you roll at least 1 fish or 1 rat, cash 1 here. If not, stop and return all food cached here this turn. So this is a gambling bird. So you can roll the dice as many times as you want. Yeah, it is fun. I just seem to always lose. I'm not a good gambler. You remember the bonus cards. So then we have one more bird to put out, and we got the yellow rumpet warbler. Okay, so gnatcatcher and warbler. Not, of course, no grassland bird comes out. But if we do want something from the tray, we can use Ring Build Goal here. I love the gambling aspect. Yeah, I like the gambling aspect too on the birds. I just always seem to get so unlucky. And I like at the end of the game, you just kind of go for it. You could end up with so much cash food. I mean, I really like that they played into the... Because some of the previous birds from the... say like the base game, like roll the dice outside the bird feeder, and if you get a rat, you get 1 rat. Even if you rolled 3 rats, you just get 1. So yellow rumpet is also nice. Plus you can play it immediately with the wheat. Yeah, that's true. So we could draw cards here and see what we get, and then we can tuck and draw the warbler. And that could go in the forest. And we might just have to give up on this first end of round goal here. So, yeah, let's draw cards. We got 3 actions left. We have 1 egg in the wetland, so we get to draw 2 cards. Do we like the Brahmini Kite? The first end, yeah, I agree. The first end of round is never really worth shooting for so hard. Yeah, so it's like a 3-point difference. Especially if you're getting 2nd place, you're just missing out on the 1 point. And as of right now, it's looking like we're just gonna get 2nd place anyway. So, yeah. So we draw 2. I'm just wondering about the Brahmini Kite. We take that, maybe 1 off the top, and then we can tuck and draw for the yellow rumpet. I'm not the biggest fan of the kite, but if you like it, go for it. Yeah, so it is a little expensive. Let's take 2 off the top. Alright, so we have red-tailed hawk. Okay, and then we have scaly-breasted munia. So this is another Asia bird. So this is a when activated ability to gain a wheat from the supply or tuck a card from the deck behind this bird. That could be good for us in the grasslands. I do like that. Maybe we tuck the hawk. Because we have a wheat, we might be able to get a cherry. We still can't qualify for the end of round goal. Yeah, so we drew 2 cards here. And I think we're going to tuck this ring-billed gull. Yeah, good amount of food. So we can take a wheat or tuck a card from the deck. So it's not like you have to tuck a card from your hand. You can use one from the deck. And then we have the red-tailed hawk is usually good too. I just don't know if we get 2 rats. We still need something else in our forest. So that's why I think we're going to tuck the red-tailed hawk and use it to pick up this yellow rumpet warbler from the tray. And then we have scaly-breasted munia and yellow rumpet warbler in the hand. So then that's it. We'll refill that 1 spot in the tray. And there is Swainson's hawk. Okay, that would have been nice too. Alright, so this is the Automa's 6th activation here. We're going to flip a card for them, and they're going to take food. And there's only 1 food left, so we do have to re-roll first, but they'll be taking food, and then we get to activate our pink powers. And we do have pink powers this time. Alright, so fish is coming out. There's 2 fish in here. And then we'll gain a food from the bird feeder because we have the turkey vulture. So this is when another player's predatory power succeeds, gain a food from the bird feeder. So, no cherries in there, unfortunately. Because if there was a cherry in there, we would be able to take it, play scaly-breasted munia, and lay eggs on it. But to get a set of eggs. But we're just gonna have to forget about that. So we'll take a worm. And now we have 2 activations left. So we can play yellow rumpet warbler now and use the worm. Keep the wheat for the scaly. Yeah, we're going to keep the wheat for the scaly-breasted munia. So this is going to cost an egg. And we'll spend the worm. I'd probably go worm, keep the wheat for the scaly bird. Yep. Yeah, that sounds good. So let's get the egg off the turkey vulture. Okay, we only have 1 action left. Let's see what happens here. They're just laying an egg, so that's nice and easy. Now we can't qualify for this end of round goal, so we could draw cards. We could draw cards or just lay 2 eggs. Or we could try to get the food we need for. No, we don't want to. We could take food, but we would be skipping the yellow rumpet. So I think I want to draw some cards here first to get some tucking fodder for that warbler. And we have Swainson's hawk in the tray, so we don't have a grassland bird yet. And that's a good one because it's look at a card from the deck. If it's less than 75 centimeters, tuck it behind this bird. Yeah, we're going to draw cards. So we get 2 cards. Yeah, let's take 2 off the top. Okay, so we have Barrow's Golden Eye and the blue grosbeak, so another migratory bird and another pink power. Barrow's Golden Eye is a once between turns, so when another player takes the lay eggs action, lay 1 egg on another bird with a box nest. So we only have the turkey vulture now. And I think we'll tuck this blue grosbeak. And we're going to use it to pick up Swainson's hawk. So that we at least have something else for the grasslands. Okay, and that's going to be our last activation 1, so we'll flip for the Automa, and the Western Tanager comes out in the tray. Okay, this is the final activation for the Automa. They're laying an egg and getting another cube on the end of round goal, putting them at 3. They have 3 sets of eggs. I would love to see that, another player get that. Super unrealistic. But so be it. We did not qualify for the end of round goal. So we get 0 points here, and they're going to get first place. So second end of round goal is eggs in this box nest. We only have 1 bird right now. But if we play Scaly, that is a wild nest, so that's good. Let's get our cubes back and wipe the tray. Alright, so we have some new birds coming out in the tray. So we got the red-breasted nuthatch, okay, Baird sparrow, and the violet cuckoo. Okay, that's an Asia bird. So a 5-point bird with that you can't lay eggs on, but it has a once between turns ability. When another player takes the lay eggs action, lay an egg on another bird with a wingspan less than 30 centimeters. You may go 2 over its egg limit while using this power. That's interesting. So we could put 6 eggs on the yellow rumpet warbler. Also in the tray is Baird sparrow, so lay an egg on any bird. Could be good. I think we're going to try to get food here. Maybe Tuck Barrow's golden eye. And we could draw something like Baird sparrow. So, yeah, let's take food. Now, the food in the feeder is the same. Oh, shit. Forgot to switch views here. So, we're going to take food. We get 2 food now that we've played 2 birds in the forest. So, the feeder is 2 worms. So, we're going to re-roll this and try to get at least 1 cherry. Okay, again with no cherries. Like this is rough. Let's take a rat. We could still force down the. Let's take rat fish. Grab a. I like that plan. Grab a worm for the sparrow. Oh yes. So I was thinking rat fish, force down Scaly. And then we could re-roll, but yeah, we could play. Yeah, we would have to take food either way. So let's take rat worm. Okay, so we've gotten our 2 food, and then we're gonna activate the yellow rumpet warbler. So this is tuck a card from your hand behind this bird if you do draw a card. So we're gonna tuck Barrow's golden eye. Another pink power we don't need. And we're gonna use it to draw Baird's sparrow from the tray. And then we'll activate the red-shouldered hawk. So this is look at a card from the deck. If its wingspan is less than 75, tuck it behind this bird. So we did get the fire-fronted Saren, which is a round end ability to lay an egg on this bird for each bird to its left in this row. So another Asia bird, 21 centimeter wingspan, so it gets tucked behind the red-shouldered hawk for another point. And that's it. You can do food again, tuck the hawk maybe, hope for a cherry. Yeah. Yeah, re-roll. And then we could force, see we have food for Swainson's. Do you not like Swainson's hawk? 5 points, and it has the same ability as the red-shouldered hawk. Okay, we can refill. Oh, we never did the Automa stuff, but we'll refill the tray. Tree swallow comes out, so that is a wetland bird tuck and draw. All right, we'll remove this round 1 card from the Automa deck. Flip this round tracker over to round 2 and shuffle up this Automa deck. Do you not like Swainson's Hawk over Baird's Sparrow is my question. We really need a cherry. It's so hard to get a cherry. Why is it so hard in the base game to get a cherry? Is there just one cherry on the die? It must be. Alright, so we've shuffled the Automa deck. They're going to take their first turn. I guess all three would actually be nice in the grasslands. Yeah, this is true. I guess we would have to decide here, though, if we want to tuck something, unless we draw more cards. And we do have 2, 4, 6 turns. And the end of round goal, I really don't care about winning any of the end of round goals as long as we qualify. We do have the Turkey Vulture where we could get an egg on it, and that's as simple as that to qualify. So let's see what they're doing. Okay, so turn 1, they are going to discard all 3 cards from the tray, and no cubes, no pink powers, nothing like that. So I'm going to discard all 3 cards from the tray, so those are gone. I'll get a face down card for 4, so we are playing on normal difficulty today with the new Asia cards, and then we'll refill the tray. Okay, so in the tray we have American Red Start's good. Get another food. Great Spotted Woodpecker. That's an Asia bird, so 6 points, and the box nest. Cost 3 food, but when activated, gain a worm or wheat from the bird feeder if there is one. And then we also have the house finch. So another tuck and draw bird in any habitat. Oh, the options here. All right, so what do you think about this? If we play Swainson's Hawk into the grasslands, lay eggs, hopefully get the tuck on the hawk, and then take food. See if they maybe remove that fish so we can re-roll here. Take 2 of the food we need. We do need another worm anyway, though. And the problem is if we take fish, worm, we still just don't have our cherry. So I was kind of thinking it's just stall a little bit. We could play Swainson's Hawk for 5 points. And then we still have our wheat. I know it's tough to see the birds that are in my hand, but I can switch here. So we do have this we want to play in the grasslands, all 3 of these, hopefully. So we could also just draw cards. I personally like the Red Start with the base boards. I always try to get lots of food. Yeah, it is tough getting food as well as cards. The eggs, not so much. You can lay up to 5 eggs if you fill up your grasslands here, and you do start with the 2 egg situation. Yeah. You like the Red Start, so maybe we can draw cards here and pick that up. And then we have stuff to tuck under the Yellow Rumpet Warbler. So we have 6 actions left, so I don't see why we can't draw cards here. And we want to pick up that Red Start. So let's take 2 off the top and see what we get. So we have Forest Owlet and a Little Grebe. So Forest Owlet is a forest bird. Costs a rat and a worm with the box nest, and it's a predatory power to choose any 2 dice, roll them up to 3 times each time. If you roll at least 1 worm or rat, cash 1 here. If not, stop and return all food. So, yeah, another gambling bird. Little Grebe is for each bird in this column with an egg on it. Draw a card, keep 1, and discard the rest. I don't think we're going to play either of those, so let's tuck one of those. Maybe tuck Forest Owlet. No, let's tuck Little Grebe. Yeah, let's tuck Little Grebe and use that to draw American Red Start. Okay, so we drew cards. Let's refill. Got White-Faced Ibis comes out in the tray. And the Automa's second turn here, they're going to discard the tray again. So those are gone. I'm glad we picked that up when we did. That American Red Star could have gotten swept away by the Automa. So they're going to get a face down card. We'll refill the tray and give them a cube. Eggs in box nests for round 2. So for eggs in box nests, they're going to start with 3 eggs in box nests, and each cube's going to be +1. So they do have 4 now. Okay. I think I'm going to play Swainson's Hawk to just delay this a little bit longer. And see if they take food. I wouldn't focus on the end of round, just get second place. You only have 1 spot for it anyways. Yeah, and we wanted to play this scaly-breasted Munia, which would give us 4, but the cherry is the problem, man. We just can't get cherries. You know, and I hate forcing down birds and wasting food and stuff like that. So we play Swainson's Hawk to delay a little bit, and hopefully we can get the Automa to reset this feeder here and maybe even give us a food. So there is a good chance they could flip food, take the fish, and then activate pink powers, and we would get to reroll and maybe get a cherry. So I'm kind of hoping that's what happens. But we'll see. So that was our 3rd activation. We'll flip for the Automa. And no, they're going to lay 2 eggs and lose a cube. So they're back down to 3 eggs in box nests. And they're up to 4 eggs total. Alright, we need to lay eggs at some point anyway, so we can delay for 1 more turn. And then we have 3 actions after that. So we need to take food and possibly play our American Red Start or the Scaly. So let's lay some eggs. I don't want to discard the wheat. So we're going to lay 2 eggs. We'll put 1 in the Turkey Vulture, on the Turkey Vulture for the end of round goal so we can qualify. And then we'll put 1 on the Warbler, or maybe the Ring-Billed Gull for round 3. It's eggs in the wetlands. So then we'll activate Swainson's Hawk and look at a card from the deck. Okay, if it's less than 75 centimeters, tuck it behind this bird. So the American Kestrel is 56, so we do get a tuck there. And these predator birds are getting us a couple points here and there, which is nice. Alright, let's flip for the Automa again. They're going to take food. So this is exactly what I was hoping on happening. So they're going to take food in the order of cherry, rat, fish. So this fish will come out. And now we have activate pink power. So we have our Turkey Vulture here. So we get a food from the bird feeder. And being that the 2 worms are the same, we're going to re-roll. And we really need a cherry here. Okay, so again, no cherry. Let's look at this feeder. So 2 rats, worm, wheat, and worm. So we're just getting really, really shitty luck here. So it is tough to get a cherry, I'm not going to lie. So we're going to have to force some stuff down. And we can do that, being that we have... this red start's going to be huge. It's going to help forcing birds down. We're going to get the 3 food. Yeah, I agree. We force down the red start. So we have the eggs. We might not get... Okay, so it still only costs an egg to play in that 3rd column, so we're okay there. Since we're forcing this down, I don't think it matters, but we do need a worm. So let's take a worm. We'll just take the regular worm. And then we're going to use... Don't forget to grab the pink power food first. Oh, this is true. Did I not take it? I didn't take it? I don't think I took it. So we get a worm, right? No, you had the wheat for a long... Yes, I have had that wheat for a while. You're right. Okay, so we get a worm. And now we're going to take food. So we get 2 food. It really doesn't matter. I guess we're going to just make this 2 worms, right? So we can force something down. And then we activate our yellow rumpet warbler. So we're gonna tuck. I don't really have any interest in playing the forest outlet or owlet. So I think we're gonna tuck that. Now, the birds in the tray we didn't really look at or talk about. So we have Lincoln Sparrow, another migratory bird. Red-vented bulbul. We do have viticulturalist. That's huge. I totally forgot about viticulturalist. And American Redstart does qualify. And there's the red-vented bulbul. So I've never seen that bird. I don't know what it does. It's a 6-point bull nest bird, holds 3 eggs, and when activated, if you have at least 1 cherry in your supply, lay an egg on this bird. We don't. And we never will, apparently. So we're going to tuck this. And then we can draw 1. And I don't know about that red-vented bulbul. We're never going to have cherry, so let's just draw 1 off the top of the deck. Okay, we have brown shrike. This is what we drew. So this is when activated, all players may cash a worm from their supply on a bird in their grasslands. Okay. And then we can activate our red-shouldered hawk. So we're going to look at a card from the deck. Ooh, this would have been nice, but it's getting tucked. So this is the northern cardinal. And if it's less than 75 centimeters, it gets tucked, and it's 30 centimeters. So we get another point there from the red-shouldered hawk. And we do have the food now. So let's see what the automa is going to do here. Oh, okay. So we may still get a cherry. This is good. So the automa is going to take food, and the feeder is the same. So 2 rats. So we need to re-roll here. Oh, look what came up. A fucking cherry. No way. All right, so they're going to take worm/wheat out of the bird feeder, and then we can activate pink power. So we're going to activate the turkey vulture and take a cherry. So we do get our cherry. Thank God I played that turkey vulture. So lucky. Okay, now we can freely play our American Redstart into the forest. So this is going to cost a cherry and a worm. So we have the cherry and the worm now, which is nice. Play the cherry and the worm, and then we take an egg from the ring-billed gull because we want to keep that egg on the turkey vulture to qualify for the end of round goal. So automa is going to flip here again, and this time they will lay 2 eggs and lose a cube on the end of round goal. So they have 6 total eggs now. And let me just make sure that they weren't supposed to have an egg here. So it looks like they gained an egg or a cube, lost a cube, and then they lost another cube. So they have no cubes on the end of round goal, and they start with 3. So we can still only have 1 with our situation here. But we could play scaly-breasted Munia. We just would not qualify for the end of round goal. So I don't think we need to rush that down. Yeah, so it's my turn, right? 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we have 1 action left in round 2. Not really interested in playing the brown shrike. We do get 3 food if we take food. And we don't have to worry about losing it. So I would like to get another cherry for this Munia, because that would get us the lower threshold of viticulturalist. We could take food, maybe tuck the brown shrike, and try to get another cherry. I guess the odds of that are slim, because it's a rat, fish, worm right now, and we only get 3 food, so we would just have the reroll when we take 2 of those. We may draw some cards. I don't know. We could get 4 food, technically. I don't know about this Baird Sparrow anymore. We could discard that, tuck the Brown Shrike. And then we have a good amount of food there. So I think we are going to take food with our last action in round 2. Now, we do have to decide if we want to discard a card before we use the red start. I might take the Bulbul, to be honest. I know it's 2 cherries, but it's really not a great brown power, though. It is 6 points. Might be worth it now that you have the red start. Yeah, this is true. We'd always keep a cherry on deck. If you have at least 1 cherry in your supply, lay an egg on this bird. Chew. 6-point bull nest. Gets us closer to the max of viticultural, the 7 points. Plus it gets you the full bonus card points too with the scaly. Oh, I totally forgot we had yellow rumpet warbler. I thought Munia would be like our second bird. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, so that's even more reason to take it here. Let's get rid of Baird's Sparrow. I don't know though. It is just like another free egg every time we lay eggs. We do want to focus grasslands here, hardcore. What is the Brown Shrike's power? Oh, so the Brown Shrike. This is all players may cache 1 worm from their personal supply on a bird in their grasslands. So honestly, we may have a bunch of extra worms to cache. Do we like the Baird Sparrow or the Brown Shrike? So right now we just have these 3 cards in our hand. Scaly Breasted Munia. We do want to play that. That's a star nest. It's going to help with both round 4 goal. Gotcha. Let's try the Shrike. I'd agree to get rid of the Sparrow. Okay, so do we tuck? If we're keeping the Shrike, then we can't get the food. I was talking about discarding the Sparrow to get a 3rd and then a 4th food, but it doesn't seem necessary if we take the stuff we need right now. So we can take, and no, I was gonna still tuck, but now if we're keeping the Shrike, then we don't get the 3rd food. So let's just take 2 food. I think that's better, and we can use Baird Sparrow to tuck and draw that red vented bulbul. Yeah, so I think we're gonna stick with that. We'll just get the 2 food and we'll get a 3rd from the red start. Look, we know we needed a rat, so that's 1. And then for our second option, there's a fish and a worm. Let's take another worm. Alright, so that's our 2. And now we have 3 worms, a wheat, and a rat. And then we get another food here from the American Red Start. So there's just a fish left, so we're going to re-roll and see what we get here in the feeder. Wow, look at that shit. So we do need a cherry, and there's 2 in there. So we'll take a cherry. And that's why I wanted to discard the card beforehand. So had something like that happen, I could have discarded Baird Sparrow and gotten 2 cherries enough to play Red Vented Bulbul. And then we were going to tuck Brown Shrike to pick up Red Vented Bulbul, and we could even play it first turn next round. But we wouldn't have a cherry in the thing. So yeah, so we got another food from the Red Start. Let's use Yellow Rumped Warbler to tuck Baird Sparrow. like we plan to pick up red vented bulbul. Even if we can't take advantage of the yeah, but we still wouldn't have a cherry to use the red vented bulbul's ability. So we're gonna draw red vented bulbul from the tray, from the Baird Sparrow, tuck on the warbler, and then we'll activate our red-shouldered hawk. And if it's less than 75 centimeters, we're looking at a card from the deck here. So this is 43, so we get another point from the red-shouldered hawk, and then we'll refill the tray and the automa goes. You can grab food again first turn and hope for more cherries too. Yeah, so we could even take food, take that cherry, and then there's 3 worms, so we could re-roll if we don't get. So it seems good because at the moment we need 3 cherries to play Scaly and red vented. We may do brown shrike first and then Scaly. But that was our last action of round 1. So do you have other socials or just Twitch? No, so I do have Instagram and YouTube. I do have Instagram and YouTube. I don't have Twitter, but I barely post stuff. I just started posting stuff. I'm really bad with social media. I don't look at it. I don't know how to really even. I'm just learning how to work it and stuff. So, I do post everything from here. So all my live streams do get uploaded to YouTube, so they can be watched back. I have a bunch of games of Wingspan already uploaded, and I can type it in the chat here for you. So. So that would be my YouTube. Okay, where am I at? Alright, so Automa does have an action left, so they're gonna lay 2 eggs and get a cube on the end of round goal. So that's gonna put them at 4 eggs in box nest. So they do end up winning this end of round goal with 4. So we still qualify, which is nice. We get the second place points for 2 points, and I'm fine with that. And the round 3 goal is going to be eggs in the wetlands. Okay, so we can take the Automa deck, remove this round 2 card, flip the round tracker to round 3. You know the deal. Shuffle up this Automa deck, and we'll clear out the tray. Yeah, so I do upload everything. I would say everything, but not everything. Most of my live streams to YouTube. Okay, let's clear the tray. Let's see what we have. So 3 new birds coming out. We have Dark-Eyed Junco. Okay, that's interesting. We have the red-wattled lapwing. That's an Asia bird. So when activated, discard any number of cards from the tray, then refill it. If at least one of the discarded cards is a predatory bird, lay an egg on this bird. That's interesting. Then we have the spotted or common sandpiper. Okay, so that's another Asia bird. So when activated, draw a card for each bird in your wetlands with an egg on it. Keep 1 and discard the rest. So some cool birds in the tray there. Dark-Eyed Junco is interesting. We could get 2 wheat. We would have to supply the tucks with our card draw here. So we do go first. Turn 1 here. We're kind of predicting. I don't think you have enough card draw for the Junko. Me neither. Yeah, not as of now. No, we don't. So scaly-breasted Munia can be played in the wetlands or the grasslands, but I think it is better in the grasslands because you get the wheat throughout the game, and then at the end of the game you can start tucking cards from the deck as points instead of getting the wheat. So I do like that. It also puts us at with the bulbul puts us at the maxed viticulturalist points here. Right now we can max out at 3 eggs in the wetlands, and the automa starts with 5 eggs in the wetlands. So we're definitely losing another end of round goal here if we don't get something else down. Do we really care about that? I don't know. I don't think so. We can even take a cherry here and try to just max out on cherries. We want to have a cherry. In our supply when we do activate our red vented bulbul so that we can lay an extra egg. I think that's important. We have the option now to try to get a bunch of cherries, so we could take 1 cherry from the bird feeder and then all 3 worms are the same, so we end up getting a cherry and then we can roll again for 2 more cherries. Food bulbul eggs, yeah, that seems good. So we're passing on the Munia. See, like my thought was maybe Munia first, because then we can lay eggs and get wheat. Now if we lay eggs twice we get 2 wheat. That's an extra cherry to force down the bulbul. But either way, let's do food first. Let's see how this plays out, because we're going to get 2 food here. We're going to take a cherry first. Okay, so we got a cherry. So we get 1 more food, and let's re-roll since it's 3 worms. Okay. Okay, no cherries. We are maxing out on food here, though. We have a lot, so we might just take fish worm or fish wheat to force some stuff down. I think that's the move, and that leaves so we get another food from our gain food action, and then we'll activate our red start. We can take worm or wheat here. I think we take a wheat. And then we can tuck again. We're gonna have to skip the warbler this time. I didn't think about this. Unless we don't plan on playing the Shrike. I do like the Shrike. It's 6-point bowl nest. We have some extra worms. Maybe we take worm for that reason instead of the wheat. So yeah, we take worm instead of wheat there, and then we have this Shrike. This seems good, because then we can cash. So can we do Shrike, rat, worm, and then 2 cherry worm? We could do Shrike, lay eggs, cash, tuck, bulbul, and then eggs. Maybe food for the Munia. So yeah, we have nothing to tuck here. We want to play these birds. So let's activate our red-shouldered hawk. And we're looking at a card from the deck, and if it's less than 75, we'll tuck it behind this bird. So this is the Canada Goose. It's 132, so it gets discarded, and the red-shouldered hawk has finally missed. All right, round 3, turn 1 for the automa here. They are going to take food, starting with cherries, so this is not good. 3 rats in here, so we do have to re-roll. I was worried about this situation, but it is what it is. Okay, they don't get cherries, so then they take fish, and then we activate pink power, so we get another food here. Let's take a worm, because we're gonna play Shrike, bulbul, and hopefully Munia. All right, so with our second activation, let's get this Shrike down. I think this is going to end up being an extra cash every time. Okay, so this is rat worm and the egg from turkey vulture, and then we've played the brown shrike. And then we'll flip for the automa here, round 3. They're playing a bird finally. So this will be the first time they've played birds in the game. So we have cartographer. So this is birds with geography terms in their names. We got dark-eyed junco, red-wattled lapwing, common sandpiper. So nothing in the tray has a geography term. So they'll get a face-down card here worth 4 points, and then they don't have an action cube to lose. Okay, now we go eggs. We need eggs. We have no eggs, so let's lay 3 eggs. We want to put them in our wetlands, so we are going to fill up our wetlands right now with 3 eggs, and this is as many as we can get. So we're maxing out the wetlands there. We'll activate this brown shrike, so all players may cache a worm from their personal supply on a bird in their grasslands. So let's cache a worm on the shrike itself. And then we'll activate the Swainson's Hawk. So this is going to be look at a card from the deck. And if it is less than 75 centimeters, tuck it behind this bird. So this is the Bio Weaver, another Asia bird. So tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. If you tuck at least 1 card, lay an egg on this bird. So that would have been really good. But it does get tucked behind the Swainson's Hawk. Horde mode. Oh yeah, so... all players may cache a worm from their personal supply on a bird in their forest. So with the Asia, so to cache a maybe you can help me with this, because it says to cache for each item automa is to gain or lose in exchange. She gains or returns horde tokens. So for her to cache a worm on her personal supply, she has to give 1, and she doesn't have 1 to give yet. So it's the same. So she gains a token and loses a token. Am I reading this right? Because the brown shrike is you're caching a worm from your personal supply. So you're taking the worm and converting it to a point, right? So she would have to give a token to get a token. Am I doing this right or not? Or maybe it's if she has a cube on the end of round goal, then she has the worm. Yeah, I don't think she gets a cache. We can give her 1 just in case. So we'll give her 1 just in case because she cached a worm. So that was our 3rd activation. And that was pretty good, actually, I will say. So we laid 3 eggs. So that's 3 points. We got a point from the shrike, and then we got a point from the hawk. So we did get 5 points there. It's a 5-point engine on its own right now. And we still have the red-vented bulbul and scaly-breasted munia to play. So I think bulbul's next. Let's flip for the automa. They are going to wipe the tray. There goes the junco and the lapwing. They'll get a face-down card. And we refill the tray. So we got a zebra dove. This is another Asia bird. We have a snowy egret from the base game. And we have a yellow-bellied sapsucker also from the base game. So this zebra dove, the platform nest bird, holds 4 eggs, 4 points too. When activated, all players may discard a wheat from their personal supply to lay an egg. That would pair quite well with Munia. We would gain a wheat, and then discard the wheat to lay an egg. Okay, so what's next? Do we play scaly-breasted Munia? Let's look at the hand. So we have 3 turns left. We could play red-vented bulbul. We have 2 cherries and a worm. And then the red-vented bulbul's ability is if you have at least one cherry in your supply. I really wish we didn't get that cardinal tucked. But if you have at least one cherry in your supply, lay an egg on this bird. Now, the Munia is going to give us a bunch of wheat. Or tucking cards from the deck. So maybe we drop the Bulbul, take food, try to get a cherry, and then lay eggs with our last action. Because if we do end up getting that extra cherry, we lay eggs before... What's the feeder like? Oh, the bird feeder. Right now it's rat and 2 worms. So, if we take food, we get 3, right? And we could take the rat and then reroll for 2 food. Food first before Bulbul. You want that 3rd cherry. So food, Bulbul, eggs. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, you said food, Bulbul, eggs. And I think I was just planning on playing Bulbul now. That's such a weird name, by the way. If I play Bulbul now and then the Automa just happens to grab rats, it saves us from a food we don't need. But we can take food now. We have plenty of food. We can force food. But the food we need is the cherries. So it's yeah, we need the cherry. So I know it's a huge, like, you know, you're just relying on the Automa to flip 1 card and take food, but it is possible. And if we do wait, then they could have like a take food and activate all pink power. So that's kind of what I'm banking on here. So let's play our Bulbul in the grasslands. So the Bulbul goes down here and it costs 1 egg. Let's take an egg from the gull. And then this also costs 2 cherries and worms. So we're getting low on food here. We have 2 worms, wheat, and fish left. But the Bulbul's down, and we are at 1, 2, 3 birds with that eat cherries. And we have the Munia in our hand. At some point, we will have to draw cards again. We are running out of cards. But I think I'm going to stick with the original plan here. So let's flip for the Automa's 4th activation here. They're going to lay 2 eggs, so we didn't get our food thing, so we still have to take food. They're going to take 2 food, or they're going to get a cube on the end of round goal, putting them at 6 eggs in the wetlands. And then they lay 2 eggs. So they're at 8 eggs. If you want to force it down instead of cherry just in case. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's actually a good call. I was too slow to read chat there. That's actually a really good idea. That's genius. Thank you. So let's take our cherry back and use fish, wheat as the cherry. Good call. Thank you. So yeah, we would do that instead, and then we already flipped for the Automa, I believe. So now, well, in this case, we could even play the Munia since we're keeping that cherry, but let's lay eggs or take food. Let's try to get another cherry here. So the only reason I'm not trying to take food is because I don't want to keep skipping the Warbler, and at some point we have to draw cards anyway because we're gonna run out of birds. But that was a good call. So that changes things a little bit. We could lay eggs here. We get 3 eggs, right? We could discard a worm and then cash a worm. This is 3. This would be 4, 5, 6, a 7-point engine. This could be really good by the end of the game if we keep that cherry. And I think we take food again here. starting with a rat. Okay, so we get one more. Let's re-roll since it's 2 worms. Jesus. Oh, God, I hate this bird feeder. Yeah, this is why I like the Oceania expansion with the neck feeder, or the nectar in the feeder. But yeah, it definitely makes it a lot harder trying, especially if you need cherries, you know. Sometimes you get them all game, sometimes you don't get them. It's just bad luck rolls. So, we get one more food. I'm contemplating taking... See, this is why I wanted to draw cards, because we can discard a card for a 3rd food here. And we're just not using that ability. And we're also skipping the Warbler at this point. This is not good. But let's take at least a rat. Jeez, we might be gaining 3 rats on this turn to make the feeder re-rollable. We're skipping the Warbler again because we have nothing to tuck, and then we'll activate this red-shouldered hawk. And if it is less than 75 centimeters, we tuck it behind this bird. So this hooded merganser is 61. Yes, I agree. We are getting pretty unlucky here with the bird feeder. It just doesn't want to cooperate. So we have 1 turn left, and we can get this Munia down, but then we wouldn't qualify. So I don't think it's worth it. I think we just lay eggs with our last turn like we planned. And we'll have the cherry in our supply, so we get the extra egg, which is really nice. So let's flip for the Automa. They're going to play birds. So zebra, snowy egret, and yellow-bellied sapsucker are not geography terms, so they'll get another face-down card and a cube. So they are at 7 eggs in the wetlands, and we have 2. Okay, 1 action left. We can flip here, and we might discard a rat for a 4th egg. If we discard a rat and cash a worm, we still have enough food to force down scaly-breasted Munia without using the cherry. So some thoughts on that. We would discard a rat, right, for a 4th egg. We can get 3, so in the wetlands, let's do that. Okay, so 1. What is the next one? Platform nest. So let's go 2. Why not just play the Munia now? I don't want 0 points for the end of round goal. So our situation was 2 eggs left, both in. I'm laying eggs now. Yeah, I'm laying eggs now. Yeah, the situation was 2 eggs left. And we could force down that Munia. But it would take both eggs. So, what do you think? We could force down the Munia now. We could do 3. We have 3 rats and a worm. So we could do yeah, I think so too. So we discarded a rat for a 4th egg here. So we lay 1 to get at least get 3 in the wetlands, or we could just skip it. We don't really care. If we're laying 4, we're not gonna win the end of round goal. We're gonna qualify for it. So let's just get all 4 on our platform nests and max that out. And with the Munia, we'll be at 7, which will be nice. So we laid our 4 eggs, and now we're going to activate this bulbul for the first time. So if you have at least 1 cherry in your supply, lay an egg on this bird. Okay, that's interesting, because this bulbul only has 3 spots. So it has a 3 egg capacity, so we want to be spending those. Now we're going to activate this brown shrike, so all players may cache a worm from their personal supply on a bird in their grassland. So I think for the Automa to gain a token, she has to give a token. That's the way it works for the... I left the rule book back there, but I'm almost positive that that's how that works. We'll give him a cache token anyway, since we're not at 4 yet. And we are going to cache a worm from our personal supply. Oh, I see. That leaves us with not enough. But that's okay, I think. So we cache a worm on the Shrike. And now we do Swainson's Hawk, and we look at a card from the deck. So if it's less than 75, and Song Sparrow is 20, so we get another tuck on Swainson's Hawk. So I am glad I played both. Both Red-Shouldered Hawk and Swainson's Hawk have gotten us a decent amount of points here. Alright, that was our last activation for round 3. So we got one more flip for the Automa. They're going to play birds here. So playing birds and getting cubes, so they obviously win the end of round goal. But as far as play birds go, they just get a face down card because nothing in the tray matches. For the goals, so it's eggs in the wetlands. They have another cube here, so they have 7. So they get first place. And we do qualify with 2 eggs and get 3 points. And then we'll take our cubes back. We'll remove that round 3 card, which is nice. It's right on top. And then flip the round tracker to round 4. Shuffle the deck, and then we get to flip the tray, or refill the tray, and see what comes up. So shuffle this Automa deck right now. Okay, this is shuffled up. Okay, this is the last round, so it's eggs and platform nest. We've got some new birds coming out. The feeder is 3 fish. So in the tray we have Wilson Snipe. Where were you earlier? All right, this is Rosie Starling is an Asia bird, so this is pretty interesting. For 3 food, it goes in any habitat, and it says when activated, tuck up to 3 cards from your hand behind this bird. If you tuck at least 1, gain a worm from the supply. So pretty good. And we have the painted white start, so gain a worm from the supply. So we got a re-rollable feeder here. Okay, so do you think, I'm asking the cube dude here, so do you think it's worth it to draw cards before we take food? Or do we keep just skipping this Warbler? Because we are going to play Munia, right? And then lay eggs. So I don't think it's worth it, really. You're not going to play another bird. We only have 5 turns left, so we want to get this Munia down. Food. Okay, do you want to do food, Munia, 3 egg turns? Yeah, so I want to lay eggs as many times as we can. And if 3 is all we could do, that's the best. Now, this is making me think I should have kept Oologist, but we do have the Viticulturalist, and that's why we kept Viticulturalist, because it was 7 points. Don't do cards. I agree. I don't know why. It always annoys me when I skip the Yellow Rumpet Warbler, but it's really only a point every time. And I keep forgetting, we're running out of turns in Wingspan, so skip the Warbler one last time. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, fucking OCD over here. So we're going to take food. And we get 2 food here. Now, the feeder is the same. So what we're going to do is actually re-roll the feeder. Now, come on. Please. Just give us 1 more cherry. Okay, there you have it. No cherries, but enough food to force down the... Dude, I can't deal with this fucking cherry thing, man. It's rough. Watch, next game, there'll be no, we don't need cherries. Just keep the cherry when you play Munia. Yeah, I agree. That was a great idea. I didn't think about, us having all that extra food to force down. And the extra food that we do want to keep, yeah, next game will be cherry Yahtzee. That's so true. Oh my. All right, so we get 2 here. And I'm thinking we keep worms because we have that brown shrike. So, yeah, we want worms. Yeah, we want worms. Let's take 2 worms. And we might even take a 3rd here. Because we need a bunch of worms, right? So there's 2 worms. And then we'll activate our red start and grab another worm. We need these worms for the brown shrike so we can cash. And then we're going to skip the warbler and we'll activate the red-shouldered hawk. So we're looking at a card from the deck here. Oh god, I forgot to flip cameras again. Alright, so we have the spotted owl. So this is 102 centimeters, so it gets discarded. And we missed on the owl. Alright, Automa's first flip for round 4. They're playing birds. So in the tray, we have Wilson Snipe, Painted White Start, and Rosie Starling. So again, no birds with geography terms, so then they'll get a cube on the end of round goal as well. So eggs and platform nests. Now eggs and platform nests for round 4 is 7, so they do have 8. Now we can get 4, we can get 7 with Munia. So do we play Munia and lay eggs 3 times, I believe. Now we do have to force it. And we have 2 rats, which is good news because we can use 2 rats and keep as many worms as we can. So we're going to play Munia. It's amazing we kept Munia all game, right? I mean, wasn't it one of the first birds we took? I think we drew it blind. All right, so we play Scaly-Breasted Munia down here into the grasslands. So the grasslands... We're out in the 4th column, so it costs 2 eggs. We'll take an egg from the bulbul, I think. And let's take an egg from the ring-build goal. We want to keep our eggs on our platform nests. And then the food, if you didn't have that bonus card, I don't think it'd be worth it. No, probably not. I was really banking on getting a bunch of cherries. And we just didn't. At least this late. Yeah. Well, we are going to get 3 points from it. I know it's a 0-point play right now, but we are going to get 3 points from it, from tucking. So, plus it's hitting that 4-point difference in Viticulturalist. So, I agree. We kept it all game. 3 points plus the extra guaranteed egg. Yes, and a guaranteed egg every time. Because we are going to force it down. So that brings me to my next point is it's a cherry and a wheat. We're going to use 2 rats and 2 worms. Now I think we'll miss 1 cash on the brown shrike because we have 2 worms left. But that's okay. So we've paid the food. We've paid the eggs. Yeah, so let's wrap up the game here pretty much. We know what we're doing with our next 3 turns. Let's flip for the Automa. Okay, they're wiping the tray and losing that cube. Okay, that's good. That puts them back down. Now, we want to keep them at 7 so we can tie this into round goal because they start with 7. And then they're going to wipe the tray and get a face-down card. Okay, Carolina Chickadee. We don't care about the tray, but Bronze Cowbird and Chipping Sparrow. Alright, so we know we're laying eggs for the next 3 turns, and we get 4 eggs. Hopefully we don't run out of space here. That is one thing I didn't think about, but there's no way, right? We might. So we can put 2 on... Well, let's see. We need 3 on the Munia, so that's 3, right? We can put some down here. There's our 4. Okay, we're going to tuck a card from the deck. So that's 5 points. Okay, then if you have a cherry, you lay an egg. So that's 6 points. You have plenty of space for eggs for 3 turns. I do. Okay, thank you. And then we have Shrike. So we're going to cash a worm. And we'll give the Automa a cash token. I think they will end up with points here, but hopefully that's not the difference in the game. I really don't. I think they have to give a token to get a token, but we'll see. Swainson's Hawk. Let's look at a card from the deck if it's less than 75. Okay, so another point there. We get a tuck. So Violet Green Swallows 36. And that was a good turn. So let's see. We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 point engine. So we'll be getting 24 points here at the end of the game. That's pretty good, because we didn't do so hot otherwise. We did alright with their bonus card, but it's just not the best. These base game boards are rough. So let's flip for the Automa. They're laying 3 eggs, and then they are succeeding us in platform nest eggs with a cube. Okay, and then they're at 11 total eggs now. So we're laying eggs again. Let's lay 4. Okay, no more platform nests, so let's just start filling up the board. Put 1 on the gull. Let's get some on this yellow rumpet warbler. There's 4 eggs. We're gonna tuck a card from the deck behind the Munia. And then we still have that cherry, so we're gonna lay an egg on the Bulbul. So this actually works out perfect with 1 action left. Now we can still cash a wheat, and I guess the Automa gives 1, even though she has to give 1 to get 1. Yeah, I don't know. Let's activate this Swainson's Hawk. Okay, less than 75, so we have 25 in the Cedar Waxwing. So Swainson Hawk hits again. So another 8 points there. That's pretty good. I like this Grasslands engine we got going. Let's flip for the Automa. Discarding cards and getting a face down card and another cube. That's not good. If we can at least tie here, I think it'll make a difference. Refilling the tray, we have American Coot, Black Skimmer, and Chestnut Collared Long Spur. And they are at 9 eggs in platform nest now, and I don't think we can compete with that. I was really hoping to tie that end of round goal, but it doesn't look like it's happening. So let's lay eggs with our last action. We get 4. We could do 1 more on this Warbler, and then 2 here, and then we have 1 left. Let's put 1 on the Shrike. This is almost perfect. We almost filled the board with eggs. We're going to tuck a card from the deck behind the Munia. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And then we still have that cherry in our supply. So we lay the last egg on the Bulbul, which was great. We have no more worms to cash, and then we get 1 last shot at the Swainson's Hawk. So we'll look at a card from the deck, and the Chihuahua Raven comes up. So no, that's 112 centimeters. That gets discarded. And that's it. So we have 1 little flip here for the Automa. Let's see. And they're going to lay 3 eggs and get another cube, so that guarantees them the win on the end of round goal. So, all right, let's see how we did. One thing to note, so we did not end up with any round end abilities. We have all brown powers and 1 pink power. I will say that Turkey Vulture came in handy. So we played it turn 1 and then actually got it right away. So it was nice. And we're going to use the base game score pad here because there's no nectar. And we're not playing with the duet board. So we add up our bird points first. So we have 8 here. So 27 here. So 32 points from birds, I think. Let me add that up again. So this would be 5, 10, 15, 16. Let me see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, 19, 24, 28, 29, 32. So we have 32 bird points. Not the best, but not bad. And then bonus card. So our bonus card was viticulturalist. So it's 2 to 3 birds for 3 points and 4 or more birds for 7. So we do have, it's birds that eat cherries. And we have 4 birds that eat cherries. So we have the yellow rumpet warbler, the American redstart, scaly-breasted munia, and red-vented bulbul. So we get the full 7 points for our bonus card. That's good. End of round goals, we'll score those. So we did at least qualify for the last one. I forgot to put my cube there. So we'll add up yellow. I'm yellow. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points in end of round goals. That's going to hurt. The next thing we add up is our eggs. So we have 2, 3, 6, 9. This is 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 eggs. So that's definitely going to help us. Food on cards, we ended up with some caches on the brown shrike. So we have 4 cache worms, so that's 4 points. And then the last but not least is tucked cards. So we have some tucks behind the munia. There's some tucks behind the yellow rumpet warbler, red-shouldered hawk, Swainson's hawk, and ring-billed gull. So a decent amount of tucked cards here, nothing crazy though. These are all 1 point, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 points. So not bad. Alright, and then we can add all this up. Okay, so we have a total of 90 here. Not bad. Let's add up the Automa's points here. So we were playing with the Horde, and I really don't think that they should get the points from this, these cash tokens, because they were not giving 1 to gain 1. So they would have to return 1 and get 1 every time. And they never had 1 to begin with. So we can see if it makes a difference. It's only 1 point, but I'm afraid we might lose by 1 here. Yeah. So if they never have a cash token, so had we given them something from the beginning, and they had a cash token, they would have to give 1 to get 1, right? So I don't know what the point of that is, but yeah, the big difference here is that we're not giving them eggs, bonus cards, or cards. Yeah, and obviously not nectar because we're not playing with it. So yeah, we'll just say they didn't get any points from that. And then we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 eggs. Okay, and then we go back to the end of round goals, and we scored purple. So they killed us. I mean, they have 7. This is 13, 18. It's 22 points if you win all the end of round goals. So they did win all the end of round goals, so they get to 22. No face-up cards, which is interesting, but face down, we know that's going to hurt. Each one's going to be worth 4, so we're playing on normal difficulty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's 48. So 48 points from face down cards. Okay, so 84. So that point wouldn't have made a difference. So we do win 90 to 84. This was a good game. I think I'm ready to up the difficulty to hard. We'll play a second game here. Yeah, and I do like this. I like playing with the base game birds and the Asia birds. We did tuck a lot of those really important birds, but can't save for a second game. Yeah, no worries, dude. I'm still just gonna give it another shot here. Oh, you can stay for a second game. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna play again here. The question is, do we wanna, and I'll leave this up to you, do we wanna keep playing with the cards the way they are, so the discarded cards from that game would not be included in this next game, or do we want to reshuffle the whole deck? I do have a card shuffler here, but it's pretty loud, so it's either that or we can just continue playing and see more of the birds that we didn't see last game. So you always say shuffle. Okay, so we can mix these in. This might be a little too loud though for the I am giving you a fair warning. This is card shuffler is pretty loud. I can just shuffle them by hand too. It just takes a little longer. Otherwise, you can use the knowledge of what was played to make decisions you might not make during a regular game. This is true. This is true. I didn't think about that, but I do like playing through the deck. That is a challenge, I think, in Arc Nova. Don't know if you've ever played Arc Nova. But yeah, let me get these cards shuffled, so I'll shuffle the discards. So yeah, this thing's pretty loud. I guess if I keep it over here, it won't be too bad, but we're gonna shuffle. This isn't killing everyone's ears. I don't even know how to mute myself. I'm still so bad with this technology stuff. Alright, so that'll have to do. And then we'll shuffle the bonus cards as well once we get them all back in. And I really don't want to get the same bonus cards as last game. But yeah, so we have the deck shuffle. We're going to get some new end of round goals. And we'll pull cubes back. And we got to re-roll this feeder here, so let's get the feeder rolled. Shuffler doesn't ruin the cards. I guess not since you're using it. So I actually don't have my cards sleeved, and no, the shuffler hasn't really done any damage to the cards. It's actually pretty good. All the damage has just been from me playing, pretty much. It was too late by the time I... Oh, it's not that loud. Okay, thank you. That's good to know. I guess if I keep it over there, it's not that loud. It just seems loud here. Look at that. Alright, so I must say, this is some bullshit. So we rolled the feeder. Sorry, I'm having trouble flipping camera screens here. So we rolled the feeder. All game last game, we're trying to get cherries, and we couldn't get cherries. And we rolled the feeder, and there's 3 cherries. So it's real. I mean, come on. But yeah, no, the cards have these cards have been through like a lot of crap. We have, so I have used these cards a lot, and pretty much just from shuffling them, and like they're a little dirty. You can tell kind of like which ones I haven't played with the most. I guess it would be like the Asia deck, but most of the time they're all just mixed in it, and it's just too late for me to sleeve them. I did lose one card, and then Stonemeyer was actually kind enough to send me a replacement card once I learned that the card was missing. I was actually missing the purple Guyunal from the base game. And the way I found out was I counted the cards, so I think there's like 182 or something in the base game, and I counted them, and yeah, was missing one, and I was like, which one am I missing? And it ended up being the purple guy. I actually used the Wingspan Digital to go through and figure out that I was missing the purple guy, or purple gallinule, or whatever you want to call it. So we got the cards back into the Automa deck. We're going to shuffle. We're going to play on hard difficulty this time. So we did win by 6 last game. If you ever have a card that's damaged 2, they'll send a replacement. I had a card where some text was missing from the power and the other card was bent in half. I got them replaced. Okay, so I may end up doing that for the Black-tailed Godwit. Somebody bent that in half. Might have been me, but somebody bent that in half, and you can tell on the back of the card that it's the Black-tailed Godwit. So yeah, may end up get a replacement for that one. I just don't like emailing them a bunch. I might just buy a new copy eventually of Wingspan. So yeah, let's pull some end of round goals for this game. Alright, so we're going to pull these out of the box. Yeah, Stonemaier is actually really good. I was surprised when they sent me the Black-tailed Godwit. Also, I told them that my score sheet was, I'm running out of space on my score sheet, so they sent me a brand new one, which was great. I may need to do that for the Oceania expansion here soon, too, because I am running out of spots. Or I could just print off some normal ones. But yeah, so for round 1 this game, we have eggs in box nest. Stonemaier are really good at replacing. I got viticultural second hand and had a token meeple which they replaced. Just sent them a pick. Oh, that's cool. That's good. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I have viticultural, but I haven't played it yet. Yeah, it's up there on the shelf. I just haven't played it yet. I haven't found someone to play with me, but I've heard that has the Automa solo mode like this. Okay, so we have eggs in enclosure nests, round 2. Let's see, round 3. Come on, get away from these eggs. Okay, there's at least a bird one, so we have bowl nest birds with at least 1 egg. So you just sent them a pic of the missing meeple, and it was a second hand. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Stonemaier's really nice about that stuff. I was kind of hoping for a new Wingspan expansion rather than Wormspan. I mean, how do you guys feel about Wormspan? I played it like once or twice, and the mechanics are similar, but I don't get the dragons. You like it? Okay, yeah, I could see it being really good with the tokens, and I guess if you save those tokens, you end up with extra turns and stuff, which is nice. Like, you're not actually losing a turn every time or something. And the Dragon Guild, I played it solo, so haven't played it, but not digging the art exactly. So that is the one thing that's a little weird, is the dragons. It throws me off a little bit, but I do like the game. It was just an odd theme for me, but I'm sure I could get into it, especially if there's a Automa or solo. I'm not big on fantasy stuff, so while art looks cool, I don't like it as much as the birds. Yeah, same here. So I feel you can use the eggs from that game in Wingspan 2. I add some more color. Oh yeah, true. I never thought about that. So those eggs in the dragon game, aren't they speckled or something? Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Add some color. Yeah, they're pretty cool. So, all right. So we have we have 4 end of round goals. So the end of round goals for this game are going to be eggs in box nests, and then we have round 2 eggs in enclosure nests, and then round 3 is bowl nest birds with at least 1 egg, and then we have platform birds with at least 1 egg for round 4. So let's pull a bonus card for the Automa to use throughout the game. And we're going to play on hard difficulty this time. And hopefully we can get like a decent engine going in the grasslands. So, bonus card for the Automa. Look at that. Viticulturalist. We did shuffle. I drop shuffled. So they're going to get Viticulturalist. At least we don't have it because we had it last game. Let's fill the tray. So we got 3 birds coming out in the tray first. Okay, starting with an Asia bird. So this is the Indian peafowl. A 7-point enclosure nest bird, costs 3 food, goes in all 3 habitats. With a win played ability that all players draw 2 cards from the deck and you draw an additional card. So draw 3 cards when we play that. We have the scaled, or I thought this was the scaled quail. This is the northern bobwhite. So another 3 food, 5-point enclosure nest bird. Holds 6 eggs and it has a when activated ability to lay an egg on this bird. So it lays an egg on itself. And then we have the double-crested cormorant. So the tucking ability. So discard a fish to tuck 2 cards from the deck behind this bird. Cool. Yeah, so we have the tray. Let's draw an opening hand out and see what we have. We can make our decisions. Alright, so in the hand, we've got Cerulean Warbler. Okay, a bonus card bird. We have Bearded Reedling. So this is an Asia bird with a round end ability. So for each other bird in this column with an egg on it, lay an egg on this bird. Okay, hold 6 eggs, but there could only be 2 every end round, right? Okay, Western Meadowlark. So when activated, all players lay an egg on any enclosure nest bird. You may lay an additional egg on an additional enclosure nest bird. Pied-billed Grebe. Draw 2. If you do, discard 1 from your hand at the end of your turn. And then we have Black-crowned Night Heron. So 9 points when activated. Discard an egg from any of your other birds to gain any food from the supply. 2 bonus cards. I'll choose 1. So Forester and Food Web Expert. Forester is birds that can only live in the forest. That's a good one as first bird in the wetlands. Which one? Pied-billed Grebe. Pied-billed Grebe and dig for other birds. Yeah, that is good. You get to look at more cards. It's kind of like the Ruddy Duck. Yeah. So we have Food Web Expert and Forester. So Forester is birds that can only live in the forest. So 3 to 4 birds is 4 points and 5 birds for 8 points. Okay, Food Web Experts, birds that only eat worms. 2 points per bird. Bearded bird is good as first wetland bird if you have a food forest and grassland bird to play early on. Yes. Bearded bird, he says. The bearded reedling. I go for a percentage here and grab Forester. Maybe keep the warbler for that. Oh, I see. I didn't even realize that. So the percentage on the bottom of the card. So Forester is 24% of cards, and Food Web Expert's only 9% of cards that only eat worms. This is true. Okay, so we know we like Pied-billed Grebe. We're not gonna hit this first end of round goal, are we? So we like Pied-billed Grebe Forester. Yeah, then we have that Cerulean Warbler that does go with Forester, but you do need to play 2 forest birds to get 2 food. I guess we do have the option of keeping cards instead of food to take. Like if we played Cerulean Warbler first, I do like to have a brown power here, but if Cerulean Warbler is all we have, we could keep some extra cards. The bearded reedling, I don't know. That round end ability doesn't seem very good. So for each other bird in this column with an egg on it, lay an egg on this bird, there can only be 2 other birds in the column. So you're just getting 2 eggs per round. Yeah, I don't know. Then we have Western Meadowlark. That one's good. I'd keep the Warbler to play for later. I'd go with the Grebe and hope for a brown power forest bird. Yeah, that's it. I guess we could keep the Warbler. We don't have to play it. That's true. I didn't think about that. A different forest bird is something we would be looking for. We would play Pie-billed Grebe and probably just dig for the deck. So maybe we just keep Pie-billed Grebe. What are your thoughts on the Western Meadowlark? It's most likely going to help with round 2 goal. It can boost your eggs by 2. We are giving the Automa cash tokens. We are playing with the Automa's horde, so every time we would give them a egg, they would get 3 cash tokens. Something to think about, but I do like the idea of getting that as for an endgame engine. What's in the tray? Yeah, sorry. In the tray, we got Indian peafowl, the northern bobwhite, and the double-crested cormorant. So nothing great. Bobwhite's good, especially with the round 2 goal. Holds 6 eggs, lays an egg on itself. And then there's the 7-point Indian peafowl. I'm not really interested in the cormorant, if I'm honest. We don't really want to discard a fish to tuck to behind this bird unless we have the osprey or something, right? Yeah. So this is the tray. Sorry, I'm pretty bad flipping angles here. None of those stand out to me. I agree. So is it just Pie-billed Grebe then? For food? Or do we keep Meadowlark? And we keep fish, worm, wheat, and we can play both. The issue is we would need a second enclosure nest bird, but we could easily draw bobwhite or peafowl for that reason, you know. I just wanted to, do we want to keep this Western Meadowlark or not is the question, really. You're not the biggest fan of the Meadowlark. Okay, we can do 4 food. We do Pie-billed Grebe and we dig. Eggs are already plentiful in this game. This is true. Especially on the base game board, I must say. Being able to lay 2 eggs here and potentially 5 here. You know, you get 4 out here, maybe 4 here. That's pretty good. So we're doing Pie-billed Grebe and 4 food. We keep everything except the rat, maybe. And we start with Forester. So we discard Food Web Expert, we keep Forester. So we're looking for birds that can only live in the forest here for this game. And then we're starting with just Pie-billed Grebe. We got no nectar. We do get 4 food though, so we can keep 4 different food. What do we want? So we could do worm, fish, wheat, and cherry is important, apparently. And there's 3 cherries in the damn thing this time. It's crazy. So this looks good. We're ready to start. Pie-billed Grebe can go down for a worm or a fish. There's a worm in the feeder, but no fish. So let's use a worm. We're going to play Pie-billed Grebe, unless we want to draw that bobwhite. I was going to draw... put it down with the fish. The worm can be used with more forest birds. This is true. We are looking for forest birds. I need to keep that in mind. Okay, so we play Pie-billed Grebe turn 1. We pay with a fish, and we've played a bird. So we could flip. Oh, forgot to flip the round tracker. So we need to start on round 1, obviously. And then we shuffled the Automa deck and put all the cards back in. So we're going to see what they're going to do here. So they're going to discard the tray turn 1. Eggs before you dig so we can get a extra. Okay, so we have discard the tray. So these birds are gone. And then they'll get a face down card and a cube towards the end of round goal. So the end of round goal is eggs in box nest for round 1. They will start with 1. So they're at 2 now with this cube they're gaining. We can refill the tray. We gave them the face down card. So in the tray now we have Crested Lark. Indigo Bunting's interesting. Ooh, Red-winged Blackbird I do like. Yeah, my only issue with laying eggs before we dig is, you know, we could lose. That bunting's good, right? I like the indigo bunting and the blackbird. I'd probably grab those now. So you don't think we should lay eggs? So we could gamble. We could lay eggs, like you said. The chances of them discarding cards twice in a row is slim, but I don't even like to say that because now they're probably going to do it. But then we would get the 4 cards, like you said, right? And then discard 1. So net 3 card gain. Yeah, if we do it without laying eggs, we draw 1, and then we draw 2, and we discard 1, so we net gain 2 cards. So it would only be indigo bunting and yellow-headed blackbird. I think I'd do cards, grab both, play bunting down, gain food to get a wheat, lay eggs, play blackbird. Okay, that sounds good. Alright, so we can draw 1 card here. Let's take 1 off the top of the deck first. Okay, so we have this Himalayan monal. This is a 5-point enclosure nest Asia bird, so when activated, all players gain a wheat from the supply. You also lay an egg. We may have to discard that. You like that more? This is exactly what I was talking about. So, we're gonna have nothing to discard if we take red-winged blackbird, indigo bunting, and Himalayan monal. So. But if you like that better, you like it better than what? The bunting? Because the bunting is gain a worm or cherry from the bird feeder if available. This is just all players gain a wheat and you lay an egg. I mean, it's a food and egg, so it's good. It's better. It costs the same food as the bunting and it goes in both habitats, just like... Yeah, you're gaining a wheat and an egg versus maybe a worm cherry. I do like that. I like that Himalayan monal first. So we can still draw 2, and I think if we draw 1 off the top and we take that red-winged blackbird, we can discard hopefully some shitty bird that we draw off the top. Now, if we don't care to look at another card from the deck, because there is that chance that you draw something else that you like and you have to discard it, we can always draw 2 cards from the tray and just refill it and see what comes up. That way you're getting to see the card at least. You could play Himalayan bird, grab food, and immediately play bunting. Bunting? We can't play both, right? Or you mean blackbird, probably, right? Bunting? So bunting is worm, wheat, cherry. Oh, you want both of these. The Himalayan monal and the indigo bunting. That's 6 food. Well, you want to play birds in the forest that can go in the grasslands, though? I thought we had forester. Are we just giving up on Forrester, or are we just going? Are we just going for the? I don't mind just going for the 3 or the 4 points, because if you get 3 of them, you can play up to 2 birds that go in a different habitat. You know what I'm saying? And you still get the 4 points, and there's no saying that we won't get another. We never kept the cerulean warbler either, so it's. Yeah, so we could draw 2 cards still. Yeah, this is true. I'm not worried about really the bonus card. So you want a bunting. I was thinking bunting and monal in the grasslands. We're laying eggs, getting food. And we don't really have to worry about the forest. We could save that for some forester birds. But yeah, we are stuck here at this decision. The red-winged blackbird, I will say, that is a nice, cheap bird that can go in the wetlands. And it gets us out to this draw 2 cards, tuck 1, get an egg, and then you draw 2 and discard 1. It would have been nice to have that blackbird down first. You haven't played the baseboard in a while. Me neither. It is. This is new to me too. So like, I've played a lot of games with the nectar, and I'm noticing that you have to get 2 birds down in the forest to get the 2 food and the 2 cards in the wetlands. Before you can get the 2 cards and 2 food, you got to get 2 birds down. But on the Oceania board, it's actually on the other side of this board. This is a double-sided board from Asia. So you flip this around, you play 1 bird in the forest and 1 bird in the wetlands, and you're immediately just getting 2 food and 2 cards. So it is a much better of a board. So all right, so we have to decide here. We drew 1 card. We got the Himalayan monal, and I think we like that better than the blackbird. So we take bunting. We take bunting, crested lark, discard crested lark. See, if we don't take bunting, they'll take it for 5. So if we take that and this crested lark, now we discard 1. We discard crested lark. See, that way we don't have to pull something from here that we can't see. And if we like it, it's in the tray instead. Is kind of what I'm saying. So we draw bird cards there. We did a discard. So now we have Himalayan monal and indigo bunting. So 2 very expensive birds, but we do have the food for 1 already. And it is interesting. So I do think we should play these in the grasslands, because then we can lay eggs, get the cherry, because there's 3 in there. There's also a worm too. So we lay eggs twice. We're getting cherry, worm, right? And then all we do is we need to take a weed or something, or we can just keep going until we force down this Himalayan monal is going to give. Oh, maybe we play no. We'd run out of eggs first, I think, if we did monal first. So maybe we do bunting first. Anywho, let's see what we would have grabbed here. So we have the Prothinotary warbler coming out in the tray. And then we got house wren, so a double play bird for the forest or the grasslands. Play an additional bird in this bird's habitat, pay its normal cost. All right, that was our second activation. Let's flip for the Automa. They're playing birds. So any cherry birds in the tray would come out now, face up, but there are none, so they'll get a face down card. And then it's back to us. So we can play this bunting. I do like indigo bunting. What is the egg capacity on the birds in your hands? So we have in the hand. Sorry, I know it is tough to see with the camera angles and stuff, but this is the absolute best I can do for now. So we have the Himalayan monal. They're essentially both the same bird. One's an enclosure nest. One is a bowl nest. The Himalayan monal holds 2, and then the indigo bunting holds 3. So I'm worried if both in the grasslands we run out of egg space. Yeah, this is also true. Because we're laying eggs like all game, right? Now, if we keep it like this, we can spend eggs to draw extra cards down here in the wetlands. Or if we play 2 birds in the wetlands, then we can spend more eggs to draw more cards. But I see the point. Because we do only have the pie-bill grebe down now with a 4 egg capacity. I still like the indigo bunting. So if we did like bunting and the monal here, we're laying 3 eggs a turn, getting 2 food, and then we lay an egg on the monal, or we lay another egg from the monal, so we'd be 4 eggs every time, and we only have 3 birds down, so we might have to. We want to get some good forest birds like that Prothinotary warbler. I know it doesn't go with forester, but it holds 4 eggs. We could do house wren into Prothinotary warbler. And then the last 3 birds would have to be forest birds that we play. Yeah, so we have our 3rd activation here. And I think I would like to play the indigo bunting. So hopefully that answers your question. The egg capacity of the birds in your hand. So we have the indigo bunting holds 3, and the Himalayan monal holds 2. Now the monal says you also lay an egg, so I'm assuming that it doesn't have to go on the monal. We have pie-bill grebe holds 4 eggs. Now we're only gonna get more cards, more eggs, more birds to play. So I think this is the move. Let's get the bunting down. We're not qualifying for this round 1 goal. That's why I was kind of wondering about this Prothinotary warbler and potentially this house wren. If we care about end of round goal, because if we do, we draw cards now, and we take at least Prothinotary warbler. Let's play the bunting. Okay, so this is a 5-point bull nest bird. Costs worm, wheat, cherry. So we're gonna spend the worm, wheat, cherry here. And we have the bunting down now. So that's gonna allow us to gain a worm or cherry from the bird feeder, if available. All right, let's flip for the automa. And they're gonna lay 1 egg. So we'll give them an egg. And yeah, so we can lay eggs now. We're not hitting the end of round goal here. But we could pick up Prothinotary warbler or house wren to get. Now I don't know if we get the food we need, but we could at least get food for Prothinotary warbler here. So let's lay 2 eggs. Let's put them both on the grebe, and then we'll activate our bunting. So we're gonna get a cherry from the bird feeder because it's available. All right, and then we'll flip again for the automa, and they're gonna play birds. So there are again no birds out there that eat cherries, so they'll get a face down card. Now I got a feeling that Prothinotary warbler is gonna disappear soon. So let's draw some cards, and we'll spend an egg here to draw 2 cards. Now, I'm considering wiping the tray here. Taking red-winged blackbird, taking house wren, taking Prothinotary warbler. So all 3. So we get 2 here. Okay, and then we'll activate the Grebe, so we're gonna draw 2 more. So let's take the Prothinotary Warbler and 1 off the top. Okay, so we have the Rook. This is interesting. This just got real interesting. For anyone who doesn't know the Rook's ability, this is one of the Asia birds, so it costs 1 of any food. Yeah, Rook's a good pool. So we have, it costs 1 of any food, goes in the grasslands only. It's 1 point platform nest bird that holds 3 eggs. And it has, when activated, cache a food from the supply on this bird or tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do either, tuck a card from the deck behind this bird. Yeah, Rook is a great pool with the bunting and the Himalayan. I agree. So this could be a solid grassland engine we have going for us. So we have this Himalayan Monal we're getting the food for now from the bunting. We picked up House Wren. We do have to discard 1 card, and I think it is going to be House Wren. I don't care too much about doing a double play with House Wren. So we're going to discard House Wren and then refill the tray. And we did wipe the tray there. So there is... I think the main thing this game is going to be playing birds according or accounting for egg capacity, since they'll be most likely filled. Okay. Yeah, this is true. Yep. I agree. So we are going to be laying a bunch of eggs. If we get this Himalayan Monal on the bunting, we should be able to supply it all the food we need. And then we can play birds that we need to play according to our bonus card, Forester. So we want birds that can only live in the forest, like the one that just came up in the tray. So this is Vose Swift. It's a 2-point bird. Tuck a card from your hand behind this bird if you do gain a worm from the supply. Oh. And there is the 9-point Baltimore Oriole. So this is exactly what we're looking for. And there's Cooper's Hawk. So another bird, both of those birds alone. And there are cherries in the tray. I think we have to draw cards. We can't ignore this. There's only 2 turns left. I think we have our game though, right? So this could be good. I'm going to wait for some input here. So I saw Baltimore Oriole in the person last weekend. Pretty neat. Oh, really? Where'd you see that? It is a North America, South America bird, it looks like. I don't think I've ever seen Nashville Zoo. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, and whoever hand drew these cards, I don't know the artists, but they did an amazing job. That's another thing I really like about this game is these are all hand drawn by people. So these bird cards, they did a really, really good job. The entire tray. I don't know about the entire tray. They may discard it right now. I'm really gonna be upset if they do, because I want at least the Baltimore Oriole. I don't know about Vose Swift. We really I didn't plan on a Forest Engine, but I mean Baltimore Oriole could change that, and so could Cooper's Hawk. So there is a possibility here. Let's see what the Automa does. I mean, if they wipe the tray, we're screwed. Okay, so they're laying an egg and losing a cube, which is good news. I get cards now to grab the Oriole, lay eggs. That may be food that Himalayan needs down ASAP. Yeah, so they didn't wipe the tray, so that was really good. We got really lucky there. Now we could discard. We could discard another egg here for cards. Thoughts on that? Because if we discard this egg, we get 4 cards, and we discard 1. It's still net 3 cards, right? We get 1, 2, 3, maybe 2. Yeah. Cooper's Hawk's an easy just drop it down. Like, you know, if we take that rat, it's 2 turns next time. If we did food eggs, it really sucks that we can't just pick that up and get it down. But we can draw cards here, and we can discard an egg to draw 2 cards. And then we could do the... Yeah, let's discard the egg because it's not helping us for the end of round goal. We're going to lay a bunch of eggs. And we're going to take 2 cards here. So let's take 2 off the top. All right, so we have the Oriental Magpie Robin. Oh. And then we have Pileated Woodpecker. Pileated Woodpecker is so good. This could be like... Yeah, Pileated Woodpecker. Of course it comes up now. Alright, so we may have to pivot here. So we're going to draw 2 from Pie-billed Grebe. We get Cooper's Hawk, Baltimore Oriole. And the card we're discarding is Oriental Magpie Robin. So this is a round end ability. For every 3 eggs in your grasslands, gain a worm or wheat from the supply, and you can cash up to 2 of them on this bird. Yeah, so we got Pileated Woodpecker, we got Robin, and... Or, I don't know why I said Robin. We got Pileated Woodpecker, Cooper's Hawk, and Baltimore Oriole. So this could be our lower threshold of Forester here, and it could be a really good forest engine. We already discarded, so we're good to go. Let's refill. Bobolink comes up. And Mountain Bluebird. It's a bit of a shame. Let's do eggs. Let's get another cherry. I think I want this Baltimore Oriole down. And while the cherries are there, we need to take them. Okay, they're taking this worm/wheat and then activate all pink powers. Okay, and somewhere along the line I missed. So let's flip egg in a cube. Alright, so we have to get a worm here. Or we could take another cherry. Oh boy. We could take a rat. This Himalayan monal. So we lay eggs again and get another cherry. The Cooper's Hawk is the only one that takes rats. And if we pivot here... If we pivot here into the forest... So this is what we're working with now. We got a lot of cards. We did draw cards a bunch. So we have Himalayan monal. We have red-winged blackbird, prothonotary warbler, rook, and then we have these 3. I know you can't see, but pileated woodpecker is also here. And I want that down, but it has to be down with Baltimore Oriole or prothonotary warbler because we're not going to benefit from that second egg. And if we do this, we may as well transition to a forest engine, if I'm not wrong, because we're going to be having 3 birds in our forest that are forester birds, and then we'll get 2 food, 3 food from the Oriole, and then 2 eggs every time as well. Now, if you compare that to a grasslands engine with what we have, You put Himalayan monal here, you're getting 3 eggs and 2 food. So it's pretty much the same. I still think the Grasslands engine is better, but these 3 birds for Forester by the end of the game, I think, is what we should go for. 4 eggs and 2 food. Okay, so we have monal, rook, right? Monal, Himalayan monal and rook here, right? Or maybe the rook should be first because we can gain the wheat from the monal here, cash the wheat from the rook, and then we tuck a card every time. And the Himalayan monal gets you the extra egg too, yes. Oh, this is rough, dude. I think... Alright, hear me out, but I think I want this rook down first. We have 1 action left, so 1 turn left. My question is, do we play? So here's what I'm trying to get at here. So if we have the rook down first in the Grasslands, and then the monal after that, so we would lay 3 eggs, we would get a wheat, we could immediately cash the wheat to tuck, and then we would get another food. Do whatever you can to get more food sooner. Okay. So maybe the monal should go down first. It is the more expensive bird. We can use anything for that rook. Ugh. Okay, let's lay eggs with our last activation. We'll just fill up some eggs. We still have 1, 2, 3 spots we can lay eggs. So let's activate the bunting and get that last cherry. So now we have 3 cherries. Interesting game. Okay, let's flip again for the Automa's last activation. They're taking food. So this is going to re-roll the feeder for us since there's 1 rat left. And we'll see what happens. I'm throwing dice. Okay, so there is a cherry and a worm in there. That's good for us. They'll get a cube for the end of round goal. So they end up with... well, they obviously won the end of round goal. So eggs in box nest. We're going to get 0 points because we have no box nest birds with eggs on them. So there you go. Get our cubes back. Let's remove this round 1 card. Shuffle up this deck. And flip the round tracker to round 2. Now we have 3 cherries in our supply. And we're going to reset the tray here in a second. Now we have the Automa deck shuffled up. So we get to look at some new birds. Oh, scissor-tailed flycatcher, painted bunting, and the gondola. So the gondola is if you laid an egg on this bird this turn, tuck a card from the deck behind this bird. Damn. Oh. Yeah, that scissor-tailed flycatcher gets us food. We're looking at a crazy food Grasslands engine right in front of us. So, the indigo bunting is in the grassland getting us food, right? Maybe, sometimes. The scissor-tailed flycatcher is a guaranteed worm every time. So, a worm, a cherry, or worm from the bunting. The rook caches a food. So maybe we don't play rook, but the monal gets us a wheat. So you're looking at maybe getting worm, wheat, cherry every time you're laying eggs with that scissor-tail flycatcher. We do have a lot of cards, but I like the Gondola as well. So if you laid an egg on this bird, tuck a card from the deck behind this bird. I mean, damn, it's a point every time. You just put an egg on that bird and then use it. The other reason I want to take Scissor-tailed Flycatcher is because it's 8 points, and the Automa's working with Viticulturalists this game. So if they play birds turn 1, that's 8 points for them. Yeah. Any objections here? Do you want the Scissor-tail first and hope the Automa doesn't take worms or take eggs? Get the worm and hope they don't refresh the tray. Yeah, see, the other issue is we need 2 worms to play Scissor-tail. But I'm still planning on getting this Monal down. Right now, we're technically only short a worm if we're forcing it. Baltimore Oriole helps. Here's what I want to do. If there's any objections, let me know. So we could lay eggs. Oh. See, I don't know if I want to miss out on Scissor-tail Flycatcher. So it's either lay eggs, get the worm we need to play Baltimore Oriole, or wait. Maybe we draw cards. So if we draw cards, we get the Scissor-tail Flycatcher and a bunch more cards. Then we play Oriole. We can discard a card for 2 food, get a 3rd food, and then we can play the Monal quicker. Okay, let's draw cards one time. We're gonna get rid of an egg too. So we draw 2 here. We have red cockaded woodpecker and the Saurus crane. Let's activate the grebe. Take this. And the gondola. And discard the crane. Because red cockaded woodpecker is a forester bird. Okay, so we drew cards. Let's refill. California quail. Sprague's pipit. I like California quail. Let's flip for the Automas first turn. They're going to wipe the tray. There goes the Scissor-tail Flycatcher. They'll gain a face down card. We refill the tray. Ruby Crowned Kinglet. I must say, like, this is insane how many viticulturalist birds came up this game compared to last game. We got Black Stork and Little Ring Plover. So Little Ring Plover, discard a card from your hand if you do lay an egg on this bird. And then the Black Stork is a round end ability to lay an egg on each of the birds immediately to the left and right of this bird. So you want that in the middle. Alright, what are we doing here? We got 3 cherries. We can lay eggs here. Lay 2 eggs. And then the indigo bunting, we're going to gain a worm or cherry from the bird feeder if available. So there is a worm available. We're taking that. Right on. Let's flip for the Automa. They're laying 2 eggs and losing a cube they don't have. So they have 5 total eggs now. Yeah, we can play Oriole. It's 2 cherries and a worm. So we play Oriole for 9 points. This is a good play. And it gives us our enclosure nest as well. So this is 2 cherries and 1 worm. And then it has a when activated ability to all players gain a cherry from the supply. So no eggs there, first column. Let's flip for the Automa. They're going to play a bird. So they're looking for... This is actually going to help us tremendously. So they keep Ruby Crown Kinglet face up for 2 points. And that's what we like to see. And then they'll gain a cube on eggs in enclosure nest. And there is the white-throated kingfisher. So eggs in enclosure nests for round 2. They're going to start with 3. So they have 4 now. We can get 2 with our Oriole, but if we get the Monal down, we can get 4. Now we can discard cards here, and I think we might get rid of this Blackbird. Because I like all the other birds, if I'm honest. It's either that or Cooper's Hawk, and Cooper's Hawk goes with our bonus card. We could hit 5 here. We could get the 8 points from Forrester if we play 5 of them. So Cooper's Hawk's one of them. Red Cockaded Woodpecker is a second one. And then Pileated Woodpecker. Yeah, let's discard our Red-Winged Blackbird. I don't think we're going to play that. Oh, no, but the feeder. We do need a rat. Alright, let's discard a card here. No, maybe we lay eggs first. Unless the opportunity shows itself, I wouldn't focus on maxing out the Forester. Okay. I like Pileated Woodpecker now. We need a worm, though. Scissortail Flycatcher. Okay, so I'm gonna take a 5-second bathroom break and I'll be right back. I can't focus because I have to pee so bad. Alright, we're back. 4 turns left. Food, force down Woodpecker, food, Himalayan, and grasslands. Let's get you at least 1 egg on the Oriole to help with this end of round as well. Okay, food. Do we discard a card here? Food, force down, Woodpecker. Oh, Woodpecker. We would have to discard a card, no? No, we don't, because we get a cherry from the... Yeah, we could just play Cooper's Hawk. And then get the 2, and then maybe a tuck. Woodpecker's good. We are running out of egg space. I get rid of the Blackbird. You don't need that anymore. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, because if we do that, can we re-roll? No, we still can't re-roll because of the damn cherry. The only reason I would do it is to re-roll. So I think we'll just take a rat. And we get a cherry. And the automa gets a cash token. Okay, let's flip. 2 eggs in a cube. Wow, they're really pushing these end around goals. So another egg for enclosure nests. After you play the woodpecker, you won't be able to discard a card for extra food, so you might not have enough for the Himalayan. I think we're gonna get the food we need here for the Himalayan Monal. With the reroll here, so after you play the woodpecker. So we have 3 turns left now. Wait, is it my turn? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. Yes, it's my turn. So we could play woodpecker. Yeah, so we could play woodpecker or Cooper's Hawk. Cooper's Hawk goes with the bonus card, gets us a little further out, and then pileated woodpecker gets us to where we can discard a card. It's one or the other, though. We can't play both this round. And woodpecker... Last 3 turns, Cooper's Hawk. That's 1. Take the food we need for the try to get the food we need for the Himalayan Monal and the pileated woodpecker. I mean, mostly the pileated woodpecker, so we can go Cooper's Hawk, pileated woodpecker, get 2 food, 2 eggs, and another cherry. I see what you're saying. Okay, you're right. Good call. I'm seriously slow sometimes. Especially 2 games. This is my 2nd game in, so. Alright, so we're going to force down the pileated woodpecker here. So this is a cherry, and then we're going to use cherry rat for the worm. And then we take an egg from the grebe. So we played the pileated woodpecker now. So that's 2 forester birds. And then they're going to lay 2 eggs and lose 1. Cube. Alright, so we have 9. Yeah, good call. This is the move. Because now we can take food. Right? We can take the cherry we need, and then we can re-roll for our 2nd option. You have to do another food turn, but I think that'll be fine. You'll be able to play a bunch of birds. Start next round. Yeah, so this is the way to go, I think. So we kind of had to pivot here from the grasslands, getting 1 food. We started drawing some serious forester birds that go with our bonus card, kind of causing us to pivot into a forest egg-laying engine here. So we took a food. For our 2nd food option, we can actually re-roll because it's 2 fish. So we took a cherry. So we're looking for a worm here, right? Or wheat. Let's do worm, and then maybe we get wheat. And then, yeah, we could even do 2 food turns, which is cool. Yeah, we get the worm. I feel like worms are not coming up this game. So that's our 2 food. We took worm, cherry, and then we have the pileated woodpecker. So we lay an egg on 2 different box nest birds, being the oriole and the pileated woodpecker, and then we gain another cherry. And the automa is going to get 4 cash tokens, so 1 for the food and 3 for the egg from the pileated woodpecker. Okay. That looks good. Let's flip for the automa. They're going to discard the tray here. I wasn't even really paying attention. The white-throated kingfisher came up, so that's a Asia bird. Choose any one die, roll it up to 3 times. Each time if you roll a worm, fish, or rat, cash it here. So that's pretty good. 3 different options. They get a face-down card and a cube. Let's refill. Yellow-billed cuckoo, greater roadrunner, and the common raven. Jesus. Let's give them a cube. Okay, eggs in enclosure nest. Okay, with that raven and the greater roadrunner in the tray, does that change things? Do we pivot back to the grassland? That is the raven that can go in the forest. That raven goes in the forest. Get 10 food. What about raven in the forest? How crazy is that? Because we're getting eggs from the pileated woodpecker. We discard it. We get 2 extra food of whatever choice we want. That ruins forester. Pivot back to the grassland. So you're saying draw the raven now then? Oh boy. This is a game and a half. Pick up the raven and roadrunner. Go food next. We don't have a next turn, so we just have 1 turn left. Play raven, then go ham. Yeah. We have 1 turn left in round 2. We're drawing cards here. Let's take an egg from the pileated woodpecker. Draw 2 here. Okay, we have belted kingfisher and pine siskin, another forester bird. Then we'll activate pied-billed grebe so we can draw 2, and I think we take roadrunner and raven. We discard pine siskin. Do we discard pine siskin? Yeah, even if that is a forester bird, I'm not really interested in playing it. So we'll keep belted kingfisher as a star nest. Okay, that was our final turn for round 2. Coming out in the tray, we got another forester bird for 5 points. So the Ditter flycatcher. 5-point box nest bird holds 2 eggs. When activated, if you gained a worm from the bird feeder on this turn, gain a cherry from the supply. Wow. It could have been good. Alright, automa has another flip. The final flip. So they're going to lay 2 eggs and lose a cube here. Okay, that puts them as the winners for round 2. Enclosure nests, they would have 3, 4, and we just have the 1, so it's 2nd place. Not bad. And then remove this round 2 card, shuffle the deck, flip the round tracker. That Ditter flycatcher is going to get discarded here. I think we're set though. We could play this raven. Take food, play the raven. And then we're kind of like pretty much just going to lay eggs the rest of the game, I believe. And we can fill out that forester and just look for bigger point forester birds like the great horned owl and stuff like that. So we get 6 turns in round 3. And this is bull nest birds with at least 1 egg. So we do have 2 bull nest birds on the board as of now. Scissortail flycatcher is still good. Let's take food. We get 2 food. Let's take a rat and a wheat. And then we lay 2 eggs on 2 different box nest birds. So we fill food, egg, food raven, eggs, Himalayan roadrunner. Yes, that sounds good. Now we need to give the Automa 3 cash tokens for laying an egg from the woodpecker. And then they'll also gain a food or a cash token, and we get a cherry from the Oriole. Now we're going to flip for them first turn, round 1. They're going to take food, removing that rat from the bird feeder. We're never going to go back to the bird feeder, I don't think. And we don't have pink power. So now we can start playing the game. We got our raven to get down. So we're going to play this raven into the grasslands. So this is a rat and 2 of any food. So we're going to use our rat and 2 cherries. And we'll take an egg from the Baltimore Oriole. And the raven is down, so we know what to do. Let's flip for the Automa's second action. They're laying 2 eggs and getting a cube. So that puts them at another bull nest bird. Now for round 3, bull nest birds with at least 1 egg, they start with 2. So they have 3 at the moment. And 13 eggs. So that's a lot of eggs already. We actually don't need to lay eggs. Yes, we can play Himalayan monal. So I think we're going to do that first, because then we'll benefit from the monal being down here. Do we still care about rook, I wonder? So this is going to cost an egg. And all of our food. So worm, wheat, cherry. Yeah, rook, roadrunner, ASAP. Then we have our engine, right? Alright, so we paid for the Himalayan monal. And I don't think I've ever played this bird before, so we'll see how it goes. Let's flip for the Automa, and they're going to wipe the tray, get a face down card. There goes another magpie bird, another forester bird. You get a face down card, and then we can refill this tray. So the ruby-throated hummingbird comes out. The American woodcock is a nice 9-point bird, but we don't have space for it. And then blackneck stilt. A when-played ability to draw 2 cards. So let's lay eggs. We get 3 eggs. And we want to hit our bull nest birds. They're already hit. So let's get one on... Let's put one on the raven for the next end of round goal. And then we have one on the grebe, but we'll put another one on the grebe. Okay, so that is our 3 eggs. And then all players gain a wheat from the supply. Rook might like 4 uses, but that's 8 points right there. Yeah, so this is going to be pretty good. So we get a wheat, and then we give the Automa a cash token. And then it says you also lay an egg, so... just put another one on the monal. Now we can discard an egg from our other birds. So we'll take one from the monal to gain 2 food from the supply. So we can use anything for the rook and anything for one of the Roadrunner foods. So let's just take rat worm for now because that's what we need for the Roadrunner. And now we have the indigo bunting. Scratch that. We take 2 worms. Wait, what happened to... I guess we're not playing Scissortail Flycatcher, right? I know it's really hard to see all these birds in my hand. That's why I took... that's why I took worm instead with a raven, so we can just take that cherry. But my question is, what are we playing? I mean, is Scissortail Flycatcher's 8 points? Yeah, you can't see all these birds. So we have red cockaded woodpecker is a forest bird. Rook might not be worth it. It's 2 points every time. And we're going to have all of round 5 to play it. Or to use it, I mean. And it's 2 points every activation. Yeah, I agree. Scissortail Flycatcher's 8. Roadrunner 7. Red cockaded woodpecker, scissortail flycatcher, warbler, and roadrunner. Play those 4. Needs 11 total food. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Now we'd be 1 bird away from getting 8 points on Forester. With that being said, we need 1 more Forester bird, don't we? Either way, we took 2 worms, right? And then we're going to get this cherry, and the feeder's going to reroll itself. I go with the lower end of Forester. Okay. Alright, so we're happy with this. The feeder's going to reroll itself, because we took the cherry. Now there's a bunch of wheat and worms in the feeder. So the feeder is 2 wheat and then 3 worm/wheat. Not that it matters to us. Is Gondola better? Not worth the hawk, in my opinion. Yeah, so the hawk and red cockaded. This is very true. I was hoping to get some better Forester birds. So, so with your 6 turns left, no 4 will be playing birds. So your other 2, I think, need to be food eggs. Yeah. Yeah, we have 7 turns, and we have 2 worms, a wheat, and a cherry. So maybe I was right to take... See? Birds... So they're going to have 3 bull nest birds, and we could actually compete with that if we play Scissortailed. Is we can play Scissortailed and lay eggs. And it's 8 points. But then we can't play one of the birds that we wanted to play, right? It's going to be Roadrunner. Gondola is interesting. Or Rook, I don't know, man. Another cash. A food from your supplier, tuck a card from your hand. If you do either, tuck one from the deck. No more rooks. Scissor it up. Okay. So this is 2 eggs. We're safe to take from the grebe. One from the grebe, one from the bunting here. And we play a bird. And we play the scissor-tailed flycatcher for 2 worms and a cherry. Just high points or bonus cards at this point, as in get you more bonus cards. Yeah, we have red cockaded woodpecker too, so we are gonna draw a bonus card at some point. So what? So we played scissor-tailed flycatcher there, and we're gonna have a lot of high bird points, which is great. Yeah. So this happens. And then this happens. And then this happens. And this happens. And then we have the gray catbird and the fish crow. I don't think they got a face down card on their last turn. This is true. I did skip one. That's why I did it twice. I've been getting distracted here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just gave them another face down card. And they played a bird. And the gray catbird came up. And that's 5 points. We're gonna lay eggs here. No, I don't want to draw cards anymore, man. I think we have what we want to do. Don't you? Wouldn't you say? I would say we could almost fill our board. You know, a better forest bird would be nice. But we're going to lay 4 eggs. And we are going to hit this other bull nest bird, which is what we wanted to do. And then we can hit the star nest is covered. We'll put another one on the bunting. Let's get one on the grebe. There's our 4 eggs. We'll get a worm from the supply, from the scissor-tailed flycatcher. Give the automa cash. We'll get a wheat and give the automa cash. We lay another egg from the monal as well, so let's fill up the grebe. Eggs are going to be an issue. Egg space is going to be a huge issue here. Let's discard an egg from the pileated. And let's take 2 food. So, we could take rat, worm. You're only taking 2 or 3 more egg turns. I think it'd be fine. This is true. Yeah, we're at the end of round 3. Then we can gain... Well, maybe we shouldn't take the worm. Let's take rat cherry. Because there's no cherry in there for the bunting. And then we get a worm from the bird feeder. Cherry for the woodpecker, yeah. Yeah, so we take rat cherry from the raven, and then we use the bunting to take a worm out of the feeder. Seems good. If you play the woodpecker next, things might change based on the bonus card you grab. Yeah, the earlier the better. Let's flip for the automa, since I keep forgetting to do that. This is their last turn, and they are playing birds, so that there goes the gray catbird for 5, which is fine. And they'll get a cube, which screws us for the bonus card because we went for it. And I think they got 4. Yeah, so they get 4 and they win the end of round goal. Unfortunately, those are just tough, to be honest. It's too swingy. We'll discard these birds. We can refill the tray. Common Mina, Great Crested Flycatcher, Common Yellowthroat. Yeah, so like if we play say red cockaded woodpecker first, like you said, then we get a bonus card and we can kind of make our decisions based off of that. Like, do we want to play Greater Roadrunner or do we want to play Rook or what? They both would seemingly meet both bonus cards I'm thinking of, but you know, we're one away from Platform Builder if we do get that. I don't know what we're gonna get though. It's up in the air. Let's play the red cockaded woodpecker for a worm cherry. And then this is gonna be 1 worm, 1 cherry, 1 egg. And then we draw 2 bonus cards and we choose one to keep. So let's see what we're gonna get here. So Visionary Leader is not fun, and Photographer is cool. Let's see. We have red. We have. I think this is it. Indigo. That's 2. Visionary Leader, we need fucking 8 cards. Oh, what do we do with this mess of bonus cards? Visionary Leader and Photographer, come on. I can't believe we don't have... We have red cockaded woodpecker. We have indigo bunting. And that's it. We need 2 more birds to hit that Photographer. Visionary Leader, we do have 2, 4, 6, 7 cards. Yeah, we can max it out easy if we draw cards once. Is drawing cards worth it to get the 8? I don't know. We can discard Photographer. So we could also just hit the lower threshold with 5 birds. Yeah, if we only played 2 more, like you said, I don't know. But we did red cockaded. That gets us our Forester one. Yeah. Let's see. Automa is laying 3 eggs and getting a cube. So platform birds with at least 1 egg in round 4. They'll start with 3. So they have 4 now. We can have 1, 2, 3. 4 if we play Roadrunner. Which I think we're doing anyway, so let's just do that. Roadrunner 7 points. So this is rat, wheat, worm. And 2 eggs from the grebe here. This frees up a lot of our egg space, which is very nice. And yeah, let's flip another card and see what they do. We're gonna get rid of the tray, we don't care about that. We'll get a face down card in a cube though. We do care about that. That puts them another bird, so 5. They got 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4 with our Oriole. Let's refill. Little egret, common grackle. We're not gonna be picking up cards here. Red crown crane. So we're down to the wire here. So we got 3 turns left. Prothinatory Warbler is 8 points. And that keeps us in the lower threshold of Visionary Leader. And we can get it from 1 egg laying activation here. We may even be able to skip the Raven, which gives us an extra egg. So let's lay eggs. We can lay 4 eggs here. Now we want to get these platform nest birds, so we'll hit that Roadrunner. Do the pileated woodpecker and the red cockaded woodpecker. And we can fill up our grebe. Let's see if the Roadrunner hits. Nope. We can get a worm. We can get a wheat. Give the automa cash, and then we lay an egg. That's worth it. Now we can skip this raven because we don't want to discard an egg. And then we can use the bunting to take a worm. Then we need to play our Prothinotary Warbler. And then we flip. And they're gonna lose a cube, which helps us. And then discard the tray again. And another face down card. And we refill. We have American Goldfinch, the Burrowing Owl, and the Carolina Wren. Sorry, I keep forgetting to flip this camera. It's been a long stream. We're going on 3 hours here, so. What are we getting? 4, 5 points. Let's play Prothinotary Warbler. This is still 7 points. And we still hit Visionary Leader with 5 cards. If we don't play any more birds, we just lay eggs with our next turn. So take an egg from the grebe. It's 2 worms and a wheat. And we do it in the wetlands. Okay. Let's flip. Take food, activate pink powers. So the first food would be worm wheat. So that makes the bunting rerollable. And I think with our last turn we lay eggs and we discard the wheat for a 5th egg. So we can do 5 eggs here. And we can fill up this warbler. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5, I guess doesn't matter. Come on, Roadrunner, let's hit. 81. Fuck. Now, do we skip that? I think if we're going to just break a tie, we use the bunting. I don't want to give them any more cash tokens. So we'll skip the flycatcher. This is worth it, though, to give them a token for a egg. We skip the raven as well. We don't want to discard. Now, the feeder is rerollable here with 2 wheat in it. So this will be like deciding an extra food for tiebreaker, and let's take a cherry for stature. So we get the cherry, and then we'll flip for the automa here, and they're gonna play birds. So that helps us tremendously as well, because they're gonna take the Carolina Wren face up for 1 point. I do like that, but they get a cube, so that hurts. The cube puts them better than us, I believe, at 5 birds. So they sweep the end round goals again. So we just can't really compete with these end of round goals. It's the same as last game, you know. We lost all 4, but this is it. So we have 1 turn left to lay eggs. Is that true? Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Wait. Did we only take 4 turns? Yeah, we only took 5 turns. Yeah, we're done. That's the game, right? I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's the game. So then we add up our bird points. I think we did all right here. So we have 8. This is 5, 10, 15. So 55 in bird points. That's not terrible. Bonus cards. We got Visionary Leader and Forester. So Forester is birds that can only live in the forest. 3 to 4 birds for 4 points. So we got the 3. We have red cockaded woodpecker, pileated woodpecker, and Baltimore oriole. So we get the 4 points there, and then we also hit Visionary Leader because cards in your hand at the end of the game. So we have Belted Kingfisher, we have Cooper's Hawk, Rook, Red-winged Blackbird, and Grundulus for 5. So we get 8 points from bonus cards. I think that's pretty good for 2. The last thing, or the next thing, is end of round goals. So we're yellow. We got 4 here. That's 7, 9 points again. Then our eggs. We got a decent amount of eggs here. So we got 7 down here. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 eggs. No cached food and no tucked cards. Oh boy. Seems rough. Okay. The Automa does have some horde tokens that we need to add up because we were giving them a lot of horde tokens. So on hard difficulty, every 3 is going to be a point. And they got some points here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points. From our brown powers. And then they have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 eggs. And then their face up birds, they just have 1 point from the Carolina Wren. Face down, these are all 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 45. $85 for the Automa. And 89 for us. Okay, so another win there by 4 points. First game we won by 6 points, but that was close. Still a really good game. Bonus cards definitely came into play there. Yeah, that was a good game. And yeah, I can't take all the credits. So yeah, the Cube dude definitely helped out here. But yeah, this was a good game. We played some interesting Asia birds. So we did only play one. We had the Himalayan monal, but I do like that ability. So you're getting food in the grasslands and you get to lay an extra egg. I think the only thing that happened there was, we had the part of that game where we started out, so we picked up the bunting, right? And then we ended up picking up the Himalayan monal as well. So, you start out thinking like, oh, I'm going to get a good grasslands engine going. Then you find the rook, and then it just leads to more grasslands. And then you find stuff like Baltimore oriole, pileated woodpecker. And you're like, oh, well, I should transition to the forest. And then you transition to the forest, and the raven comes out. So then you transition back to the grasslands, and that just kind of messes with the game. But still, overall, pretty good game, I would say. But that's going to be it for today. So, thanks for stopping by and watching. Appreciate it. And we'll be playing again tomorrow. So, so we'll be back again tomorrow to play some more Wingspan. We might try this again. So I do like this. I do like the Asia cards. I'm not really confident enough to play without the base game. Just play with just the Asia cards. But I think we will try this again tomorrow. We're still going to keep the base game cards in the deck. So, yeah. Alright, so thanks again, and everyone have a good night.